Good morning, I'm John Cole Morgan. Welcome to Sewing Street. It's lovely to have you here nice and early today. Welcome. We have got the most fantastic early bird for you today and such an enormous saving, not only with us but with everyone else. We have got 10 of the most beautiful, beautiful colours here from Gutermann, brand new to us today. 100 metres on each of these. They are absolutely gorgeous. Look at those colours, just absolutely beautiful. Sunrise, sunset, any form of applique or not applique, embroidery you're wanting to do, or any form of quilting or piecing, they're just fabulous. Gutermann threads are so good in their quality. Absolutely love these. And the colours, just look at those. And I'm hearing we've got 2 price comparisons to them as well, which is always very exciting. We love being able to bring you a really great quality item. But when you look and see how much money you're saving, look at this. This is live with them at the moment. So we do like to people to look elsewhere and see the prices, because you're all savvy shoppers. You're always doing that anyway. But look at this. This is now, and one of our competitors, this is now $17.99 on their collection today, or for their prices on that. So that was the first one that we found. And then we've got one of the largest retailers in the entire planet. You know, we always go to them also to look and see whether they get better prices there. Look how much they've got it for. £18.60 today for that. We've got it today as our wonderful early bird price of £12.99. Such a fantastic deal. You're paying £1.29, just over £1.29 per spool. 100 metres on each one of these. Absolutely great quality. Fabulous colour. Now you see it's polyester as well. Now I personally prefer polyester because I find that the thread's a little bit stronger. I do all my piecing with polyester, always have, probably always will, and I do my quilting with it because I just find that the thread is so much stronger and it's got such a great shine to it as well. I absolutely love these. So these today, such a great deal. So the early bird is something that we try and bring all you lovely people who get up nice and early to watch us at 8 a.m. Something is a bit special, a little bit exclusive. Make sure we've got something there that you can enjoy, and that way then you've been able to be rewarded, if you like, for being able to get up nice and early to sit and watch us. We're so pleased to have you. If you do get this today, don't forget you've got your £3.95 all-day postage and packaging. So if you've been lucky enough to get one of these in your basket and get these now, you paid your postage and packaging throughout the day, and look at all the stunning stuff we got later on today with Kerrie from Living in Loveliness. Now, just to give you a little sneak peek, we're not only doing this by Gutermann today. If you are on our website, do have a little look down. We have got the most phenomenal commemorative tin by Gutermann as well. I adore these form of tins. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm not going to show you all of that now, but have a little look on our website. 48 spools there. Really great. That's a really good price on that one as well. So do check out our website for that. It's www.sewingstreet.com. Otherwise, give our call centre a call, 0800 001 4433. But this morning we have got Kerrie from Living in Loveliness. Now I have opened her kits on air before and it is such a special experience. And just look what she's brought us today. Brand new today. We've got this in 3 different colourways. Little bread basket there, and we've got it in 3 different colourways. I'll just show you each one. All of them more beautiful than the last. But you can make all of the different products with these bundles. I just thought I'd show you the bread basket in all 3 colourways because it's so stunning. You've got the bread basket, but you've also got the bowl cozy. Now, not only is this a bowl cozy, you see, when we have lovely guest designers on, and yes, I'm looking at you, Kerrie, safely from across the room. Look what she's done. All my wonder clips in that wonderful little basket. Isn't that a genius way of doing that? I love that. But we've also got these fabulous little coasters as well, which I just love these. I think they are so adorable. So we've got these all in 4 different colorways here. Let me put these back there and I can show you. Now these are just the most beautifully packaged kits. I adore these. That's the one. So you can see it all comes, but what I love, you get this lovely little sticker packed with loveliness, lots of love, Kerrie. packed with loveliness, lots of love, Kerrie. It's those tiny little details that you just know. Kerrie has sat up until 3 in the morning packing your little package. She's so tired when she's doing it. She's not nodding at all across the way over there. And she's now stuck this wonderful little sticker on just telling you how much she cares, because she really does. When you open this, you can see all the care that's gone into it. When they've wrapped your parcel, for crying out loud, that's the best thing about it. So this one is the Liberty Option 1. Look at these, aren't they just beautiful? Loving these. And now this is all the fabric you need in order to make all of these. All of those things I showed you before. So you're getting those 4 different colours there. Aren't they gorgeous? And then, I just adore her patterns. You're getting this wonderful picture pattern book, which I've now just destroyed. You can see you've got all these lovely pictures on how to do each of the projects. You can see exactly how you're making everything. And they've got loads of detail in the pictures just on that one. But not only that, you get a bit of information about Living in Loveliness and how to use your kit, which I love. It then tells you a cutting guide on how best to cut your projects. And it tells you fabric 1, 2, 3, and 4, how best to do that. And then the pièce de résistance, you've got the wonderful pattern as well. I think it's just so cleverly done and really, really simple to understand, really easy to use, and a great full-size pattern, great quality paper as well. I love having a nice silky feel on my patterns. And you can see you've got those 4 different pattern pieces there, ready to go. And that's just one of those, isn't that just the most fabulous kit? Love that. So that's our option 1. I kind of want to fold it back up exactly like Kerrie did, but she's here, so I'm just going to pretend I'm doing it as well as she does. So that was number 1. Now we've got Liberty Option 2. Look at this. I wonder if she's got a little system to get these all... Oh, look at that! Oh, I love these colours. Just look at these. These are very, very special. Oh, this is the Wisley Flowers. I love that one. Just look how fun they are. So you've got those 4 gorgeous colours, and then again you've got your pattern and the instructions as well. That is just such a lovely, lovely combination of colours there. So that's our second colourway. We've called that one Liberty Option 2. And then we've got our Riley Blake Option 1. I feel bad tearing all this tissue paper open, but it's like presents. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness, just look how pretty that one is. So these are beautiful. This is the one that you're going to be able to make in the bread basket there. That is beautiful, and just look on the inside there. Not only are you going to make the bread basket, you've obviously got the cozy as well. You're going to make that lovely bowl cozy, and you're going to be able to make these coasters as well. So that's what you're going to be able to make out of them. But just look how beautiful these colours are. Loving that. So you've got those 2. Oh, I love these. I think they're so pretty. And of course, that great eye for colour that Kerrie has. Look how she's merged these beautiful pinks in there. Beautiful. Look at those. Love that. And then obviously again you're getting this wonderful detail here, the pattern with the detailed instructions on how to do everything, how you can actually use your pattern, a little bit about Kerrie and Living in Loveliness, as well as the wonderful cutting guide. And then you've got all the patterns here as well, just like in the first one that I showed you. Beautiful colourways, these. I'm not sure which one my favourite is. I'm thinking... let's see. So next we've got our Riley Blake Option 2. And from what I can see in this little tissue paper on the side, I have a funny feeling this one's my favourite. Oh, wow. Look at that. Now that's not a dot. That's actually a cross. That is beautiful. That is beautiful there. That is so pretty. Now we are, oh look at that, you can see just the detailing on those, absolutely beautiful, because I thought when I looked at it first it was a dot, but it's not, it's this lovely little cross on it, really, really pretty there. And then we've got this beautiful green to go with it. Oh, look at that one. Oh, these are the most beautiful colorways, these, I love these. Now, on the website, I'm hearing we're having a few little gremlins on the website. So you'll see this little code just there. Gosh, I'm getting good at this. That little code just there, YXL161. Just have a little search on that code. You're all so kind in helping us with our little website. We're doing the best we can in current climates, obviously with staff not quite up to where we were before lockdown. We are having a few gremlins every now and then, and they seem to find me on a morning. But they'll be resolved shortly, don't worry. If somebody's on it already. So that one, oh, we're doing that one in the demo. So you'll be able to see the colorways for that in the demo. So now we're going to do a very, very short clip on how it is that you can shop with us.
Shopping with us couldn't be easier. If you want to shop online, then you can head to our website, www.sewingstreet.com. It will redirect you to our sister channel Jewellery Makers landing page. Don't worry, you haven't gone to the wrong place. We're simply using their website temporarily while we're building our own web shop. Scroll down past the Watch Live part and you'll see all of the products that you will have seen on air on today's live show. You can also shop our catalogue by clicking a category, clicking a product to view closer, and adding it to your basket. Once you're ready to check out, you will need to create an account, which is absolutely free to do so, but it will mean that you can check out on as many orders as you want throughout the day with still only paying one postage and packaging. If you'd prefer to speak to somebody in our UK-based customer service team, then you can do so via the free telephone line number 0800 001 4433. They will not only help you create an account, but will also help you with any of your online shopping.
Welcome back. She's here, Kerrie. Hello.
As if by magic.
Lovely to have you.
And nice to meet you too this
Have a
morning.
good journey in?
I did.
Good.
It was busier on the roads today,
It
which
is
was a bit of a
little.
shock.
It is. It's all changed, hasn't it?
Yes.
It's all back to where it was.
Yes, pretty much.
So, show me what you've got.
So you showed the kits beautifully. Thank you very much.
Gorgeous.
And this is the option Riley Blake number 2 that I've chosen to work with today, which is the one that you liked. I
like them all. This
well,
is the
they're all
problem.
very beautiful. I particularly love this because it's got a nice metallic rose gold in there as well, so that's really beautiful. And I chose this fabric. You said because they look like little kisses on there, don't they? They're really pretty.
They really
so
are.
I'm just going to show you some really easy ways to make the bowl cozy and also the little mug rugs as well.
Perfect.
So nice and easy. So each of the patterns from the fat quarter fun, you'll receive 4 fat quarters and you get 3 projects out of there. It's got a cutting guide in to show you how to get the most from your fabric, and you're literally using pretty much all of the fabrics. It's really important that you follow the placement of the templates.
But you've done such a great job putting that cutting guide in there. I think that's really helpful.
Well, we had lots of lovely feedback that it would be helpful to, to know how to get the most from it. And also I'm quite passionate about encouraging people to make items from scraps. So it's also to make sure you get the most out of it and you are left with a little bit of fabric to perhaps put into your other projects. So we'll do some nice hints and tips a bit later on, perhaps in another show, how to use the little remnants that you've got left.
Do you know what my friend does? She takes all those little bits that are left over and puts them into hexagons.
Yes.
And every single project she's ever made, she's got a 1-inch hexagon of every piece of fabric she's
that's
ever
really
done, which I thought
lovely.
was really sweet.
Yeah, like a little signature mark as well,
It
so everybody
is.
would know that it's that product as well. So the first collection I'm going to show you, because we're also going to run through some of the other kits
I
and
know!
demonstrations. We've got lots
It's a
today.
wonderful day of Kerrie. I'm really excited.
We've got lots planned today. So I'm just going to show you how to make the little mug rugs here, and just to show you how easy that is to make. Each of your templates shows you exactly what to cut. Most of my templates will have a letter on there that I make reference to when you're using the template. But the mug rug's particularly beautiful. It's a great way to use up your remnants. These are 4.5-inch squares, but if you've got remnants at home, of course, you could use other sizes there as well. So the important thing to do is to cut 6 pieces, one from your batting as well, and 6 different pieces from your fabrics. Again, that will show you in your pattern. And really, you know, the most important thing here is to decide the fabrics that you'd like to see on this top. So I generally tend to choose my favourite fabric for that little centre square there. Obviously,
well, for
the
me,
Liberty.
that'll be the little white dot one.
The little white dot one, yeah.
Dot one.
They're little kisses, John.
They're really
They're
lovely.
little kisses on there. And then also your back one, so decide which is your top. And we're simply just placing that on top of the batting there. It's the same size. And then what I've gone for on mine is I want to showcase this lovely flower.
It's beautiful.
It's really beautiful. Onto
You know,
the
as you
back.
had those laid out, I was actually thinking, oh, I hope she puts that one on the bottom, and you did!
We're obviously on the same track. But it's quite nice, isn't it, to see how your fabrics are going to feature on here as well. So this is a really nice, easy technique. A great way, as I've said, to use up your scraps, but also really useful for when we're having those little garden parties. So simply with each one of these, we've got 4 for the top. We're going to fold those in half to
Well,
create.
while you're doing that, we've had a question in from Sue. Morning, Sue. In the kit, do they come with the wadding?
No.
Okay.
No. On
Sorry,
the back
Sue.
of sorry about that. On the back of your instructions, it'll tell you all the extra things that you
Perfect.
need for them. But it does just come with your fat quarter. You'll also need a little bit of foam in there for the stability
Of
for the
course.
basket as well. So
But to be fair, wadding-wise, anybody who's a quilter or a bag maker, you've got
You're
a
going to
square
have
of,
them, yeah.
wadding lying around somewhere.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it's a nice way of using your scraps up.
Absolutely. So I quite like to find little projects. For this one, because we've been spending a lot more time in the garden having more barbecues, we've had the beautiful weather, I thought it would be quite nice to have a little basket to pop the baps in. So that's a larger
Beautiful.
project from this one, which is why for this issue we've gone for a few smaller projects in here. And of course you could always get extras and make lots
Exactly.
more if you wanted to.
See, I wouldn't be putting baps in those, I'd be putting fat quarters.
Oh, I know, it's a great
Love
laugh.
them.
Actually, it's quite nice because every time I come in, I tend to sort of keep spreading myself out on here, so it's all organised in the little basket today. I've managed to drop a few things when I've been in before the scissors and things, so it actually
Well,
keeps
what we'll
everything.
do
So it's
is
quite
we can
easy
actually
to
just
carry
leave
them.
that as the Kerrie basket,
That's
and you
it.
put all your things in there.
Yeah, we've got a little Kerrie
Kerrie
basket here.
yeah.
That's so good.
So all you're doing now is you're putting those
yeah,
triangles
so
onto
I've
your...
got the so I've
back
just got the
piece,
batting
the
on there.
highlight section.
Make sure your fabric's pattern facing towards you, and we're simply just going to decide the order that these are going to go into. Just check that you're happy with that first of all, and we're going to tuck these in. Now you could absolutely leave them like this if you wanted to, which makes one option. But the way I've done it to expose the centre panel here to create this little magic square is just simply by using the tip of the iron. We're just pushing this out where it naturally folds to give that a nice little fold, bringing that into the point and just giving that a little press. Now, I haven't got this with me today, but what I normally tend to do here, I'm not sure if there's one to hand, is just pop a little, using the sew line glue pen, just glue that into place while we're sewing. Have we got one?
Just underneath there.
Oh, there we go. Is that
You
the
could
John
imagine
basket?
as a sewing channel to have everything to hand. It's great.
It's really
I've
good.
even got best press hidden over there.
There we go.
It's
We're
my
ready.
favourite thing.
We're ready for everything. So just repeating that on all four, just naturally allowing the contours of that curve there to press out. Allow those just to cool down before you pop any of your glue on, and it'll just secure it into place. And what's really quite nice when you're working with your fabrics is that you're exposing the fabrics on both sides as well. And just repeating that on all 4 sides.
So tell me a little bit more about you.
What would you like to
Well, how
know?
did you get into sewing?
I grew up with sewing actually. My mum was always sewing. She used to make wedding dresses, bridesmaid dresses, curtains, anything anybody wanted to make really. Right. And I always wanted to use the sewing machine, but she's not very patient. So I'd sit at the machine, break a needle, and I'd be off the machine as fast as I sat down.
For about 4 years.
From my childhood. So this is me rebelling
You break
actually.
one needle once, you're never allowed to use
That's
the
it, I was
machine.
never allowed on there. And then I did it at school for a GCSE. But my GCSE teacher was the food technology teacher, so she wasn't particularly you know, she didn't enjoy sewing, so it was
Right.
always something that I wanted to do. And it was really when I had my youngest son that I really started creating things. And I visited the first quilting shop and stumbled on the most beautiful fabrics, and it just became a bit of a fabric obsession from there.
Fantastic.
So as you can see, all I'm doing here, I'm just placing that onto the batting so I don't transfer any onto that mat. And it would
Very
just...
kind. Thank you.
You can tell I've made that mistake before, can't you? I've done that a few times. I won't tell you what the top of mine looks like. We'll look after yours here. So you can absolutely skip this. You could pin this if you wanted to, but it just... We like an easy life, so if it keeps it nice and easy, and if you've got one of these in your little collections... I actually love the little glue line, the little sew line glue pen.
They're
so it's
really
just,
good, aren't they?
And I think if you've got pieces of equipment, you find reasons to use them. So I'm just going to secure those into place. And then placing these back onto the top as well, we're simply just going to bring those in line in the same way that we did. And it's really important that all your raw edges and that those corners are marrying up there. Yeah. And just
So
simply...
if there's any form of movement, so say the bottom one's a little bit further back than the top, it doesn't really matter too much, does it?
No.
What's your seam going to be on the outside?
Quarter inch,
Yeah. So if it's more than a quarter inch, then just
Yeah.
readjust.
But what we will do is to just top stitch that anyway to secure that into place. So as you can see, I've just laying those on top of each other, and the final one, the fourth one, we're simply tucking beneath the first one there. And once we've got those in place, we're just going to glide some pins through just to secure those into place. And we'll just do a little basting stitch on here to make sure there's no movement when we're sewing these together in just a moment. How about yourself, John? What got you into sewing?
Truthfully, I wanted to manage my midlife crisis. I'm a very organised person and I like doing things controlled. I didn't want to be a cliche and get a sports car and all that. So I started quilting and didn't realise quite how much money I would spend in such a short space of time. And then when I bought my long arm quilter, you can see just how much money I spent then. I'm just absolutely addicted to it in every single way. My husband's now begging me to get a sports car and stop
My
quilting.
husband has
because it'll be
that
cheaper.
same midlife crisis. He can help me keep up with the the batter rating. That would be fab.
But,
right.
Yeah, but it is one of those similar thing that boys and growing up in Africa, sewing was definitely not on the curriculum.
Right.
But I just adored it. Seeing all the magic that people could create from a sewing machine was very,
It's
very
really funny
special.
because I remember there was a lady and a gentleman that used to come when I had a craft centre.
Mm-hmm.
And the man used to say, I just don't understand why you'd have a big piece of fabric, you'd cut it into a small piece of fabric and sew it into
All
a big
back
piece
together.
of fabric. I thought, I've never ever thought
But
of
that's
it
exactly
that
what
way.
it is.
I've never thought about it in that way.
But it's very interesting. Jenny Doe and I did a talk with her. She did those talks at the Festival of Quilts a couple of years ago. And she did a talk saying that 80% of the people she knew who came to quilting had either lost somebody or through death or through loss of health. Which was very interesting because I think that's also a lot of people do find a lot of healing from doing sewing. Because you are literally rebuilding something out of something.
It is.
that
What
you
I'm going
love.
to do here is just sew just a basting stitch to secure those into
So your
place.
basting stitch would be, what, 3.5?
I'm probably going, 3.5 is fine. The machine's on that.
Do you
so
do
we'll
a
stay
locking
there.
stitch at the beginning and the end?
No, what I'm going to do, you can do a locking stitch if you want. I'm working an eighth of an inch from the raw edge here. And all I'm going to do is just go a little bit further than where I started. I actually set up my sewing classes after a car accident.
Oh,
So I had a car accident about 6 years ago and I couldn't do much after the car accident. So much so I needed a carer at the time. And I set up the classes just after because it's very lonely. And it was actually funny that you would say that it's really nice how many people you meet, how many friends you make, and just how fast you get excited about doing all of the projects. So you're right, really. I suppose I hadn't really thought about it like that.
I was in a terrible car crash 16 years ago, same situation, also having to have carers, and it was horrible. And that you do, I don't know, I find that I've healed a lot from that because there's a trauma left behind.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's why I'm quite passionate about encouraging people to do it. Come to classes, go to events, whether
Very
it's
much so.
you know, just a little craft club. Perhaps it's just a nice way to meet other people, isn't it, and not be on your own. And also my husband had come out of the army, so I didn't really know anybody, so it was a nice way to get to meet people as well. So what we've done there is just secured those into places on the end, and what we're going to do here is to just sew from the corner, and you can either do a reverse stitch on here, you can push your thread through and you can knot it off on the back, or if your machine allows you, then you can just knot it off onto the machine there. What we don't want to happen is for the threads to come undone here. So we're just sewing along that folded edge just to secure it into place. And what I tend to do here is to increase the stitch to the maximum that your machine will allow, which is 5 on this machine here. And it just travels across your fabric quite quickly and keeps that stitch nice and neat as well.
Well, while you're doing that, I have a little stock warning for everybody. The Liberty Option 1, we are down to single figures left in this. And if I'm not mistaken, it's this one. So this colourway that we've got here, this beautiful colourway here, this is down to single figures. Now just remember, if you've got, oh, there go my wonder clips. If you have got this in your basket, until you've actually paid for it, unfortunately it's not yours, and it's such a beautiful colourway. So do check out, because we don't want you to be missing out on these, and they are down to single figures now. So well done for everybody who got those. They are really beautiful, this colourway. And that's the Liberty Option number 1.
It's really
We're
vibrant.
currently working with the Riley Blake Option 2. And isn't it just the most gorgeous colourway?
I love this. I really love the metallics in this.
But they're very subtle metallic as well, aren't they?
The rose gold is just really beautiful. So all I've done there is to just stitch those into place to secure those. And to complete this project, nice little fast project, we're simply going to have that pattern facing up towards us. Pop the back onto there, just using your fabric pen, just as a reminder, or if you remember, just it's important that we just leave a little turning gap. Always leave your turning gap in the centre of your project. It's only quite small here, so I'm going to leave about 1.5. And I tend to mark this up just as a reminder to myself to
I really want to ask you how you know to do that. How many times have you made it and sewn it the wrong way?
You know what it is? I think when you get to this point in a project, you're so excited to see it turned out that just having that reminder.
Oh no, I think
stop,
it's a brilliant idea. It's a top tip.
It reminds you to stop, so you haven't got to go back and do any unstitching there. So just leave your little turning gap on the side there, and where your first pen mark is, just setting that on the machine. This time we're using that 1/4 inch.
Do you do a little locking stitch as you start?
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah, either a locking stitch or your reverse stitch. And then when you get to your corners, making sure you're a 1/4 inch away as well, and just pivoting and sewing around all 4 sides there. So these are really fast, easy little projects to use up really what would have been a remnant on the fat quarters if you were just making the bread basket there.
But I love the fact you've actually thought all of this out and you've had leftover bits, you've created something.
I just love to get the most from the fabric. Yeah, I just love to get the most from the fabric, really. There's nothing worse is than popping it into a box and it just staying there for a while until you know what to do with it. So I try and get the most out of it. Certainly in the fat quarter fun issues, it's showing you how to get the most from each of those fat quarters, especially because they're so beautiful as well.
They really are.
Absolutely stunning. So just on the corner, so we get a nice finish on there, we're just going to trim. And what I tend to do here is just trim along both sides there, so we get a nice sharp
on both sides.
point.
That's a good tip.
We just get a nice closer finish, just at an angle, and do that on all 4 sides. And just because normally when I'm here I leave you a lot of mess of little bits, we'll use one of those to collect our little bits today as well.
Well, we have a little charity box at the bottom there as well, so if you want to pop it in there when you finish.
Fabulous. And then we're just turning this the right way out. I did have a little turning tool earlier. John, it's not in your little basket.
It's not in the little, it's in the tin underneath there with the pens.
There we go.
My little pointy stiletto, the blue one.
Oh yes, it is. There we go. Is that the one?
That's the one.
So just turning this, and it is really important for the small project here, especially because you've got so many layers that you are, you know, that you reverse stitch on there as well.
Oh, we've had another message in from Dawn. Hello, Dawn. She's saying good morning, John and Kerrie.
Hello, good morning.
Lovely to see us both this morning. Aren't the kits adorable? They really are, aren't they? And Vix apparently is messaging saying she feels like she's missing out with all the liberty.
Oh, we miss you
Hello.
too, Vix. Good morning. It's different because normally
It
Vicky
is.
was saying hi to me. Hi, Vicky. And we were sitting, me and my son were sitting waving at the channel, waving at the TV.
Oh, I love it. One of the ladies, we did her book a couple of weeks ago, and I was gushing about it, and I didn't know she was from South Africa, and all of her family were watching in South Africa on our YouTube channel, and she messaged me to say when I went, "Hello Trish," on the air, she said the whole family went, "Hello!" all the way from Cape Town. It was very fun.
Well, Vicky did lots of the, lots of the kit launches, and my youngest son Chase, I was telling Vicky when I was here, he's like, I think Vicky really loves you, Mum. She's always so lovely, and she's talking to you as if she's here.
Oh,
So she's got a little
she's
fan
so
in my
lovely.
youngest.
Lovely.
So to finish that,
Oh my goodness,
nice
look how
and easy, so you
adorable.
can see it's just a lovely way to showcase
Oh, that's
all your beautiful
gorgeous.
fabrics. You know, how fabulous would your garden table look with lots of different ones from all your favourite fabrics that you've kept for one of those projects.
stunning.
And just to complete this, which I'm not probably going to do today.
No,
is to
we'll
just,
forgive you for that.
because we're
Just
going to
hand
look at
tack
all
this,
the
of
pretty things. So
course.
just push in your raw edges into the centre there. Pop yourself
Wonder clip.
a little wonder clip.
Tell you, I'm so glad somebody
And
else
then we can
uses
have-
them as
Oh, I
much as
love
I
them.
do. They're amazing.
And you've got two options here. I tend not to, if I'm completely honest, but you could
Top
sew
stitch all the way
around
around.
and
I
top
wouldn't
stitch
sew them.
complete it. But I tend not to on here because I think they're,
They
you know,
look
once
so
you've
good
given
on
them a
their
little
own.
press, they look just beautiful there. So
brilliant.
nice little fast project, especially because your bread basket's got a few different techniques in there that you're learning from this collection as well. So you'll be using your foam, you'll be doing some quilting in there, looking at how to do your binding, pop your lining in. So I thought for this little project we'll keep these ones nice and simple.
Fantastic.
And then I'm going to show you how to make the bowl cozy.
I'm so excited to
Have you
learn
made
how
a
to do
bowl
these
cozy
bowls. I
before?
haven't. Now with these, some people do, because you're going to put these in the microwave, you can't put one of the insulation waddings in them.
If you want to use those, yes, you can use your. Then you'd need to get the correct wadding to use.
You can use
that.
which one? Sarmaland.
Okay.
Thermaland. Perfect. If you did want to use these in the microwave, the Insulbright has metal running through it, so that's not going to be possible to use in your microwave. But the Thermalan, you can use in the microwave there, so those are okay. Just make sure you do check all the packaging or whatever you do put is there. And just make sure it doesn't have any metal in it, because we don't want you damaging your microwaves or anything like that.
I tend to use
Oh,
mine for
look at
little.
that.
I know you can really see how beautiful the fabrics are here. We tend to use ours, to be honest, for your bowls. My children quite like porridge
wonder
of a
clips.
morning. For wonder clips. They are really good
They're
actually, because
really
you can
good.
adapt the pattern, you can reduce the size of the pattern, and I have got quite a few of these on my sewing table because they are just so useful. They
really
stack
are.
really well if you reduce the sizes of your template. So if you wanted a smaller bowl, you could just reduce this by 1 inch or 2 inches and end up with smaller ones. So you've got perhaps a little trio, although you wouldn't get it from the fat quarters that you have in the kit. Again, another great way to use up your remnants, and also a nice way to tidy your sewing space.
Exactly.
I have every intention of keeping it tidy, but I'm not
We all
sure
do.
about you, John.
We all
I'm
do.
quite I get lost in the moment.
I'm different. I've got the lovely Sylvia who comes in once a week, and if things aren't tidy, I get a telling off. It's
Oh, right.
wonderful. She's the best thing to happen to the studio.
I've got Craig in my life. He tends to do that
Good.
for
We
me.
need it though. We do need it.
He tends to do that for me. So first of all, what we're going to do is with the wrong side of one of your panels facing up towards you. So this is the one that I'm going to pop onto the outside. It is fully reversible, so it actually really doesn't matter, but I tend to decide which one I want exposed on the outside here. Placing this onto your either your ironing mat or your cutting table with the wrong side of the fabric facing up towards you. You could use some 505 spray here, or even some fusible fleece. Again, that's recommended on the back of your pattern there. Because it's quite a small piece, I'm just going to pin this into place. But what we want to do here is to just place our ruler across the 2 points there and just give ourselves a guideline just by drawing across those 2 points there. And this is, if you have a little look closer at mine, some have got a zigzag stitch, some have got a straight stitch. But if your machines have got those beautiful stitches, then this is a great opportunity to use those, the beautiful threads that you showed a little earlier. This would be
gorgeous?
Their colours are amazing. These are my favourite colours. Yeah.
I have to say, I'm hoping there's a Guzman left by the end of the day.
I
This
really
is the problem.
love
You get
those
so
colours.
busy We've got these, because whenever we come on air, I'm always never able to order before we go on. And then by the time I get off, I can't order them. But I have to say that big set, did you see that?
Yes. I know, it looks so
And
pretty.
it's got that commemorative tin as well.
It's always nice to have a little tin.
So this is on 11, but I'm absolutely in love with this. Because what I love is not only is it just the most beautiful,
It's a fabulous gift.
tin,
You'd love to receive
but
that.
look at that tin. Oh, I'm going to open it.
I have to say that we've
show you.
been collecting buttons really for
Don't
some
tell
of.
anyone.
Don't tell anyone. Let's have a little look. That's amazing.
Isn't that incredible? Oh my gosh.
So that would be perfect to
See,
complement.
this is my problem, and I then sit looking at all of them and think, which is my favourite colour, which is my favourite colour, but I've got to stop.
Do you
That's
use
11
them
o'clock.
now?
I've got to stay on key for today.
So what I'm going to do here while John gets
you've done-
distracted.
So that was you doing your crisscross across the middle.
That's it. So I've done a little kiss across the centre there. And what we're going to do simply is to use a decorative stitch. I'm using a zigzag stitch today, and we're simply just going to sew across those 2 lines there.
So one's got the wadding on it.
One's got the wadding,
Right.
and one's just on its own there. Just on its own. Needs to be married up with this one in a moment. And this really is, you know, it gives your bowl some structure, but it's also quite decorative as well. I'm using a grey thread on here. It would have been nice to have one of those beautiful threads. So definitely something like this, because it is decorative, choose your favourite thread, choose your favourite stitch, and really play with the, play with the patterns. Make each one different if you want to. And as you can see, I've just used pins on mine there, but of course you could use some 505 basting spray or a fusible fleece, or if you want to use them in the microwave. We've got quite a lot of these really, because my children quite like, my husband loves making soup.
Yes.
It always looks green and I sound really ungrateful because he does spend a lot of time making
I'm now
soup.
hearing we've got another stock update. The Riley Blake option 1, which I've got here. And this one is now in single figures. Look at it though, it's so beautiful.
This fabric is called Honey. The one that you're showing, the fabric is called Honey.
Oh, lovely.
And my daughter's called Honey. So that's why I chose that
That's
fabric.
wonderful. So these are down to single figures now for the Riley Blake option 1. But also Riley Blake option 2 is also, which is the one we're demoing at the moment, also down to single figures. Kerrie, I'm not going to get one, am I? This is fabulous.
I'll leave you a little coaster behind.
Oh, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. If you insist, They're really beautiful, though.
Well, you made
So
a
that
lovely
one you
coffee
just-
this morning,
Oh,
so
you're very kind. But that, so you're just doing this zigzag stitch
Just
on that.
doing the
So this
zigzag
is
stitch.
literally purely for decorative
purely for
purposes.
decorative, but it also gives your bowl some
Bit of
shape as
structure,
well.
yeah.
Every time I come and every time I do a demo, I always say I'm going to get a little bit more familiar with the machines and do a different stitch, but I do always revert back to a zigzag stitch.
But if it works, if it ain't broken, don't fix it.
Yes, too true. It glides across the fabric, but also I think for, most machines have got a zigzag on there, haven't they? So just removing any pins that you might have on there. And what we're going to do next, again, just using your fabric pen. I quite like using a heat erasable pen just because naturally as we press the projects, it will remove the marks off there. So what we're going to do, so we've folded this in half now, and we're going to repeat it on the same, so it really doesn't matter which one you start with. We're folding the fabric in half, and from the outer raw edge here, we're going to measure 1.5 inches down and just make a little mark there. Let me just have a little look. Yeah.
And this is all explained in your instructions.
Everything's
as well, isn't
explained
it?
in there, yeah.
Fantastic.
I
Oh,
love-
we've had another message in. Was it Joan? Joan. Hello, Joan. She's saying good morning. She's loving your fabrics and your demos, obviously. She lives in Winbourne, not far from Wolverhampton.
Oh, really? In Wombourne? Is she Wombourne?
Wombourne.
Oh, lovely. When we do classes, you can come and see
Oh,
us at
do you do
classes. We do. How lovely.
She literally just asked, do
Oh,
you
did
do
she?
classes? So there we go.
We do
Yes,
classes.
Joan, she does.
And we do retreats. Any opportunity to
Oh, I love it.
to tell Craig I'm off to work and I'll go and enjoy sewing.
I'm doing a lot more virtual things at the minute as well.
Yeah.
They're brilliant.
Yeah, I have to say I'm really, really loving doing those as well. I realised I got a little bit sidetracked. I was showing you on the outer fabric. I get very easily distracted anyway. So we're doing this on the inside because this is going to create our angle for popping the folds onto there. So again, just measuring 1 inch down, and from the top raw edge there, we're measuring 1.5 inches across and just drawing.
Oh, Liberty option 1, it is about to sell out. If it is in your basket, it looks like it is in someone's basket, check out now. There is literally a handful left over at the moment. These are the ones that we've got here. Let me open the bundle and just remind you. This is the bundle here. The fabrics are just beautiful. I'm going to try... I'm going to pop them just here so you can see these are the 4 colorways you're getting in the Liberty option 1. And they are literally about to sell out. So those are the 4 colors in there. And then we've got, obviously, don't forget, you get your pattern, all of your instructions and everything with that. Oh, it's gone. That's it. That Liberty one is now gone. So well done for getting that. Congratulations.
How lovely to have a little sellout while we're live.
Wonderful, isn't it?
And we're here too.
Love that. And what I love is you've created a wonderful little basket that I can put it in. I'm going to have to put your Wonder Clips in the Riley Blake because this is now sold out. So I'm going to just pop this over here. I'm not surprised, it's so pretty.
It's really pretty. It's really vibrant, isn't it?
I love that.
I will show you what I'm doing. I've gone ahead there, so
that's
I will show you what I'm doing there. So those markings that we've just made, remember we're repeating this on the exterior part of the bowl and also the interior, and naturally as you start to open this up, you can see we're creating that centre fold.
It's like magic.
If like magic. So we've sewn 2 together, so we're going to do this on the opposite sides as well. I would recommend marking these all up at the same time, but I thought...
And this is very clearly in your pattern
as
well,
very clearly. I like taking a lot of photos. Just generally, I enjoy taking photos anyway. But there's a photo for each step. And I just think I quite like looking. I love it when I do reading with my son and there's lots of pictures.
It's got to be done.
So, if I enjoy doing them, it just makes it a little bit easier.
5 more minutes left on your demo, if that's okay. Fab. But we've got you back for another hour.
You have.
Very excited about that.
So we'll speed through this now. We've had a lovely chat.
It's been great.
It's nice to meet you.
Because I've watched you on your shows before. You're very good. And it's just lovely to actually be with people at the moment, isn't it?
It really is.
Now tell me what you're making in your next hour.
In the next hour, we've got 2 little clutches. So we've got 2 little cosmetic bags. So I'm going to show you 2 different techniques. So this is one of the projects that you've got just there. So I'm just simply going to show you how to attach some binding to your pockets. And on the little clutch, the little pleated clutch, I'm going to show you how to put some pleats in. So I thought, rather than doing lots of full tutorials, we'll just do some tips and techniques today.
These are fab. I'm looking forward to that.
Just finish that.
See, I wouldn't use that as a makeup bag. I'd use that as a sewing bag.
Yeah.
I'm putting all my bits.
To be honest, everything I tend to design is always intended for organising my stash really and my equipment because it is, it does grow very quickly, but it does marry up quite nicely for a cosmetic bag as well. And I like easy access to things, so you'll tend to find a lot of my projects have pockets on the front as well.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, we've lost the thread now. I just want to do this last little corner.
Oh, and the one we're currently demoing with, the Riley Blake option 2, we have 6 left. So if that's in your basket at the moment, please do make sure you check out. We don't want you missing out on that. Only 6 left. We've already sold out of the Liberty option 1. So your thread looks like it's gone a bit weird at the bottom there.
Yeah, I can see it's caught up on there. I want to just make sure.
So all you've done now is you've repeated that fold,
I've
and now you've
repeated the
trimmed off
fold.
the excess.
Yeah, leave a 1/4 inch over your edge there.
Are you doing 1/4 of an inch or an 1/8 of an inch?
A 1/4 inch on that edge there.
Gosh, you're very quick on this. I can tell you've made a few of these.
They're really useful. They're great for lots of things, so I tend to. We'll trim all the threads off, but I just want to show you very quickly how it finishes. So what you would do here to finish this off, as I feel we might.
I think you've got about 3 minutes left.
We've got 3 minutes. So with the right side of one of them, it doesn't matter. I've got the one here just for the stability. We're sitting the lining on top. Let's just move those. I'm using, so to get the nice finish on your seams here, what I tend to do is one of the seams push to the left, same as you would if you were doing your quilting.
Oh, nesting
one of the
them.
seams to the right, because you've got quite a lot of layers there. And you can use your quilting clips, but to get a nice finish, I tend to slide 2 pins either side of the seam there. We're going to mark up your turning gap, and it's really important that your turning gap is on the centre of one of your sides. We don't want to do it on the corner there because it's particularly difficult to finish off otherwise. So we'll just leave 2 inches there, a good inch away from that corner.
So you're pinning on the joins at the valleys of each of your, well, the valley for the want of a better word.
There we go. I would perhaps normally put a few extra pins, but just so you can see how this finishes today, I'm just going to pop a couple into there. And we're simply going to sew around all of those sides. Take a moment when you're making this just to trim away all your threads. I seem to have a lot of extra threads here. Starting at that first pen mark there, we're simply
Do you want to sort that thread out before it's...
No, it's fine.
All right.
We're all right. We'll be fine. Start with your reverse stitch. And then when you get to your corner, and you'll notice as well that the batting that you're using in here is a 1/4 inch smaller, so it's not so thick. You're not so bulky there on your corner. When you arrive at your pins, just make sure you remove those. And on your seam, if you just stop and pivot your machine each time. And we've made these in workshops before when we've been making little collections. And one of the ladies who came to the classes, she put bells on hers.
Did
so
she?
Bells and buttons and ribbons
That's such a nice
and
way
trims
of doing it.
and pom-poms. You know, it's a great way to use up all of your little embellishments as well. A great way to get the most. And we're almost back to that first pen mark now, and it's really important that here that you knot your thread off or reverse stitch. If I just quickly trim away all of these threads, and then as we reverse this, this is ready to use. You can do your top stitching on there. So just poke your finger to the furthest point. Let's just trim away those edges first. Because you've got quite a lot of fabric. Again, the same as we did on the little coaster, we're just trimming onto those corners on both sides so we get a nice finish, a nice point on the corners, especially if we're going to put some embellishments on there like your bells. Let's just find our little turning gap and let's pull the project through and see the finish.
It's very exciting.
Just tease that through. That turning gap that we left there is plenty big enough to bring those fabrics through.
And that was about 2 inches, wasn't it?
That was 2 inches, yeah.
And this is where your little pointy stiletto will come in.
There we go.
Very handy.
Poke the corners out first. You will need to give this just a little press just to remove those pen marks that we've created on there for those stitch lines.
Oh, who does? We've heard it. Jennifer loves your bowl cozies. I have to say, Jennifer, me too. They're really good.
There we go. I have to get Sylvia making you.
Oh no, Sylvia's got enough to do. Poor girl.
She's got a nice task list
lovely.
So there you go. You've got your little turning gap. Again, really important that you either hand sew that or press those in. But again, that's perfect for
that's
popping
brilliant.
and organising your supplies in there. Your magnetic
I
pin
love
dish sits
that.
really well with it being rose gold in there.
It
That worked
really
quite well.
does.
So just to finish that, just give it a little press. Make sure all of your corners are pushed out here. And I would definitely recommend top
Doing a
stitching
top
this to
stitching on
finish, yeah.
possibility. You have been an absolute delight. I'm
Thank
so
you very
pleased
much.
that you could join us. I'm thrilled we got you for another hour
We're back
later on.
soon. It's fabulous. We'll tidy up now. We've got the basket.
Yes. Oh, we're going to do them with Kerrie. We have got these wonderful cots there. So I've got these kits there for you.
Okay, fabulous.
So these were the previous fat quarter kits that we have. And we're going to let Kerrie open them herself because she packed them. She might as well open them.
And then that means I have to tidy them up.
I'm saying nothing.
I did say welcome.
So this was on previously.
This
so
was?
tell us a little about, these are what make these, isn't
So
it?
this is, let's just have a little look inside. You take far more care than me opening them up, I have to say. This is from the first issue. So this was the very first one that I bought onto here. And this one, you've actually got the bonus, booklet in here. So you get your 4 fat quarters.
Look at those colours, aren't they
These
just
are
glorious?
absolutely gorgeous. I've used these in one of the kits again because I really love this
beautiful.
collection. So I've used this in one of the latest kits as well. But in this one, you've got 6 different projects that you can choose from.
Right.
Remembering, of course, you'll only get 3 from each, so it's you can decide and then use.
So you've got enough fabric to make 3 of the projects.
You've got enough fabric to make 3 of the projects, so it's
Perfect.
time to choose or use some of your
course.
fat quarters that you may have at home. Again, you've got all of your templates. Your first issue, we've got the little pleated bag.
So that's that one
That's
there.
the one behind us,
Yes.
which matches my dress.
It does, well planned. And we've got the lovely bunting.
And then you've got your bunting, so we've got your scallop bunting on there. Great use of your buttons and
Very
your
much
ribbons and
so.
trims as well. And then just a really nice easy, which you have there by you, John, just a nice little easy zip purse.
Love that.
Again, you've got your nice lining in there as well. So that's from your issue 1.
Yes.
And then from your issue 2, you've got the collections there. So we've
got this wonderful bag.
We've got the Linda Lotus bag. This is a really popular, nice, easy project. The quality of the fabric is wonderful actually because you don't need to worry about interfacing. If you were using a lighter weight fabric, then you'd perhaps to have the stability which the Liberty already gives you, which is why I really love working with these fabrics.
And then we've got this lovely zip bag.
So this one, again, so you get the most from your fabrics. The lining is the same as the exterior, so you're using your
Brilliant.
strips and your remnants again. And then most useful, this is your tool or your makeup roll. So perfect for keeping all of your glue pens, your fabric
And you can make
pens.
3 of these out of each of these products. So
Yes.
you've got them obviously in the Liberty colourway that you're showing us there.
Yeah.
And then you've also got the Riley Blake colourway that
Yes.
you're wearing and that goes with that.
So they were the first 2.
Perfect.
This one's great because you get the
great,
extra one
isn't it?
there. We'll let John wrap. And then what else have we got? And then we're showing this one as well.
Please.
Okay, so this is from issue 3. Again, I quite like...
I think we've got the wrong one there.
We've got the wrong one?
Is that right? For the fat quarters. Nope, that's not the right one. I'm
That's not the
sorry.
right one?
I've got the... No, I can't find it. Sorry. So we've got that in the Riley Blake colourway as well. So you can see, maybe we can just show the bag.
Yeah.
Because the bag's got one colourway and I can show it on here.
Yeah.
Sorry, because I've got the wrong kit there. So that's the wrong one. We'll do that at the
Do that one in the
10
next...
o'clock hour.
Should we do that next?
There isn't. Yeah, we'll do that one at 10.
Do that one at 10? Want me to say about the projects in there, or should we do
We'll
it
do that
all
at
at
10
10? Do it
o'clock,
all
if
at
that's
10.
okay.
Yeah, that's
So we're
fine.
going to do the caddy.
Yes.
So this, again, for the caddy. So we've got that in 2 different colourways, so have a look on there. So if you grab that one,
Yeah.
and then that one,
No, I'm having
then
those
I haven't
ones.
touched them.
It's like pass the parcel
It
today.
is.
I'm coming in a game with you, John. We have a game of pass the parcel. So the caddy, your caddy comes with everything that you need. So there are a couple of different colourways in this one. You get 2 half meters of fabric in there, which is just enough to create the craft caddy. This pattern was designed for people that were coming to classes. What I was noticing is people tend to come with a little bag, or they leave with the paper bag that they've made the project from the workshop, and then they come and the bag gets bigger, but everything's dropped into the bottom. So I designed this really so it's got the pockets on the exterior, it's got the pockets on the interior as well, so it's a nice way to organise your notions. And also there's plenty of space in there to keep your fabrics for your project.
That's really great.
And I've seen these made for all sorts of things actually. Since the show I see them popping up in the group and on Instagram and things, and people are making them for their gardens, for their tools, for the children, for the project. So you get everything in there that you need to make the project, including your handles, to complement the fabrics that we're working with.
And that's the Riley Blake fabric.
That's
so this
the Riley
is the exact
Blake
sample of what you're going to make on that.
I love this one.
It's really beautiful.
And it works really well
And
with
then
the
you've got
threads.
the Liberty, you've got this in the Liberty as well, don't you?
Yeah, you also get your Bosal foam in here as well. So you get absolutely everything you need in there. You, of course, just need your threads and your machine to complete that project.
Perfect. What was the code for the Liberty one? Perfect. Perfect. So it's that one there.
This one here?
That one there.
Let's just have a little look.
So that was the Riley Blake that we were
That was
looking
the
at
Riley
there.
Blake.
And I
then
think
this is the
just
Liberty.
past you over there, that's the Liberty one there, isn't it?
That was the first one that
that's a
we
different
bought on. Yeah. And this was the second option.
Oh,
So-
I love that.
The loveliest thing really
Is
about
it wrong
designing
to
the
prefer
kids.
that one to that one? Sorry.
It's difficult to
That's so
decide, isn't it?
hard.
You know, these were I think really that's why I really like giving the options for the kits as well, because I can never decide myself. So I can never decide which ones I want to make. So we have them all and we offer different options. So again, in this collection, you get everything that you need, including your fabric, 2.5 meters of Liberty, your Bosal foam, your handles, and then your templates.
But the great thing about the pattern and the templates is you can then make that
Use
in
it
any
again.
colours
Yeah.
you like
Yeah,
after that.
absolutely. Use it again and again and make
That's
as many as you want.
brilliant.
They make a great collection for perhaps if you've got friends as well who enjoy sewing or crafting or being organised really. You know, they look lovely in any fabrics, but they're very, very useful. But I would love to get one for Christmas filled with lots of lovely notions. I always think that, wouldn't that be amazing?
That'd be great. So I'm going to just give you a quick video on how to buy with us, and we'll see Kerrie back at 10
See you
o'clock.
soon.
Thank you so much.
Shopping with us couldn't be easier. If you want to shop online, then you can head to our website, www.sewingstreet.com. It will redirect you to our sister channel Jewellery Makers landing page. Don't worry, you haven't gone to the wrong place. We're simply using their website temporarily while we're building our own web shop. Scroll down past the Watch Live part and you'll see all of the products that you will have seen on air on today's live show. You can also shop our catalogue by clicking a category, clicking a product to view closer, and adding it to your basket. Once you're ready to check out, you will need to create an account, which is absolutely free to do so, but it will mean that you can check out on as many orders as you want throughout the day with still only paying one postage and packaging. If you'd prefer to speak to somebody in our UK-based customer service team, then you can do so via the free telephone line number 0800 001 4433. They will not only help you create an account, but will also help you with any of your online shopping.
Wasn't that just fantastic? Oh, I'm so thrilled. Really great demos, amazing product, and we've sold out of one already. So let me just remind you of what it is that we've got here. So first of all, we're going to show you the Liberty Option 2. So this is what you... Liberty Option 1's already sold out, so just to show you, this is what you're making of the Liberty Option 2s. And not only is it a bread basket, you can fill it with all your storage bits for your sewing. So that's the bread basket, you've got your bowl cozy, and you've got your little coasters that you're going to make. So that's the Liberty Option number 2. And let me just remind you of what the fabrics are. Don't forget you're getting your wonderful pattern and all your instructions. So that's the first fabric. Then the second, and the third, whoops, and the fourth there. Aren't they just lovely? So that's the Liberty option number 2. We've still got this one in stock. The number 1 has sold out already. And remember, you're getting all the details and the instructions, the pattern, and all the templates, and a wonderful way of best cutting out your fabric, the easiest way of doing that. So that's your Liberty option number 2. Then we've got our Riley Blake option number 1. So that makes this one over here, the colourway here. So that's the one side of the bread basket. That's the second. And then we've made the bowl cozy out of that as well, doing the different threads, more like the Wonder Clip cozy holder there. And you've got these wonderful coasters with different coloured backs and inners. And just look at those fabulous fabrics in there. So that's the Riley Blake number 1 option. Let me remind you of the colours there. So you're getting the wonderful pattern. You're getting a lot of information of how best to use the pattern, a bit more about Kerrie and her company, or how best to cut the fabrics out. You're getting the wonderful panel, and then these amazing fabrics here. I just adore that mint greeny colour on there. It's lovely. Then we've got that in a little bit of a grey, and then a beautiful larger flower there by Riley Blake. And then the stunning pink. And this whole range was called Honey, which Kerrie used to name after her child. Isn't that stunning? So that is our Riley Blake option number 1. And then number 2 was what we were demoing in, and that was selling so well while we were on air. I can just show you what we've made already in case you missed that. We've got this gorgeous little coaster. Beautiful, beautiful colours here. And then we've got the bowl cozy that's almost finished. Just needs some top stitching on it. But you'll easily be able, and you saw how quickly Kerrie made these 2 projects as well during that break, during our show. It was brilliant. Again, you're getting that wonderful pattern, how to cut your fat quarters out, the details about We're Living in Loveliness, all the patterns, and then you're also getting all these amazing fabrics, which have got the rose gold embellishments on that. Did you say 4? Gosh, we've only got 4 of this collection left. So if you do like the Riley Blake option 2 fabric and bundle here, please do make sure you check out. There are only 4 of them left at the moment. Not surprised, such a beautiful colourway. So now we're going to have a very short break while we redo the set, and I can go and buy one of these because they're so beautiful. See you all in a few minutes. Thank you.
Hi there, my name's Alison Marion and I'm thrilled to be joining the Sewing Street family. I live in Staffordshire where I run a couple of sewing groups, and I have a passion for vintage sewing machines and also applique. I've stitched in some form for as long as I can remember, but I absolutely love teaching and helping people stretch their skills and hopefully demystifying some of the techniques that can be quite daunting for beginners. So I'm looking forward to meeting the team and getting into the studio. See you soon.
Hello there, I'm Debbie Shaw, and I would love you to join me on the first Monday of every single month for Sewing Street Surgery. Now, this is a dedicated hour where I answer your questions, and that could be questions about techniques, it could be questions about tools, it could be questions about new products, or maybe something that you've seen that you just don't understand. There's a lot of questions about tensions on sewing machines, and there's a lot of questions about working with different weights of fabrics. So if you have a question that you'd like to ask me, the easiest way to bring a question over to us is to go to our Facebook page and post your question on there. I will collate all of those questions throughout the week. If we need any new products for you, or if we need any new demonstrations, those will all be worked on leading up to that first Monday of the month. So do join me, Debbie Shaw, on Sewing Street Surgery on the first Monday.
If you'd like to get in touch with us during our live show and send in any messages or any questions, then you can do it on studio@sewingstreet.com. Alternatively, you can message us on our official Facebook page.
To see me back. My favourite piece of kit with the sewing is the seam ripper. Hello, I'm Janice from Birmingham. I specialise in dressmaking. I used to run a children's shop and I love making children's clothes. My mother encouraged me to sew from an early age. When we were young, we did dressmaking in school. My claim to fame was the sewing quarter. But I'm now making also jumpsuits for ladies and men of all shapes and sizes, and it seems to be going for the festivals around the country. See you on the show!
Shopping with us couldn't be easier. If you want to shop online, then you can head to our website, www.sewingstreet.com. It will redirect you to our sister channel Jewellery Makers landing page. Don't worry, you haven't gone to the wrong place. We're simply using their website temporarily while we're building our own web shop. Scroll down past the Watch Live part and you'll see all of the products that you will have seen on air on today's live show. You can also shop our catalogue by clicking a category, clicking a product to view closer and adding it to your basket. Once you're ready to check out, you will need to create an account, which is absolutely free to do so, but it will mean that you can check out on as many orders as you want throughout the day with still only paying one postage and packaging. If you'd prefer to speak to somebody in our UK-based customer service team, then you can do so via the free telephone line number 0800 001 4433. They will not only help you create an account, but will also help you with any of your online shopping.
Hello, I'm Kerrie from Living in Loveliness and I'm delighted to be part of the Sewing Street team. I'm based in Wolverhampton and I absolutely love working with fabulous fabrics. In particular, I love working with fat quarters and showing you how to get the most from your scraps. I love bringing communities of sewists together and encouraging people to sew for greater causes. Most recently, we have been sewing for our NHS and key workers. I look forward to bringing you hints, tips and techniques. I'll see you soon.
Would you like to take part in our weekly competition? If you do, then all you have to do is head to the Sewing Street fan page group on Facebook. Post your picture of your make. Myself, Debbie Shaw and John Cole Morgan love looking at all of your makes every week. We pick our favourite and announce the winner every Friday live on the show. Happy sewing and good luck.
Hello, my name's Fiona Hesford and I'm founder of Sew Girl. I'm based down in Worthing on the south coast of England, and I've got a range of sewing patterns which I've developed over the last few years, which are projects for loose-fitting clothing, everyday, simple garments, things that I really love to wear myself. And I'm going to be bringing you them to Sewing Street over the next few months. So I look forward to seeing you then. Bye!
If you'd like to get in touch with us during our live show and send in any messages or any questions, then you can do it on studio@sewingstreet.com. Alternatively, you can message us on our official Facebook page.
Good morning, welcome back. I'm John Cole Morgan and we've got a really fun hour for you today. Loads of fabric and fabulous William Morris. Before we get onto that, I want to just remind you of what our early bird is. We've got this amazing pack of 10 Gutermann threads, absolutely stunning. $12.99 today for all 10 of them. Each of them are 100 meters, getting 10 of those gorgeous colors. Absolutely stunning though. So you're paying £1.29, just over £1.29 per spool. Each of them are 100 meters, great quality polyester. But we've got two price comparisons for you today. Just have I cannot believe the amazing price we're able to bring this to you. Absolutely fabulous, great deal. The first one that we're going to look at today, look at that price. So that is with Amazon, who normally are the most cheap you can get anywhere. Look at that, £18.60 today. We are charging $12.99 for that. We've got a second one as well from somebody else. Little bit cheaper than Amazon, but still a lot more than what we're charging. We've got this to you today for $12.99, but look at this compared to now. $17.99. So that's for 10 thread sets, 10 different spools in a thread set there. Look how beautiful these colours are. Absolutely love these. And these we got for you for today for $12.99. I only ever use polyester thread for my piecing, and it just got, I think the Grutman's got a great quality on it. Don't end up with lint or anything like that. I absolutely love their threads. Really great. So make sure you do check that one out. It's been selling so well this morning. We're so pleased we could able to bring that to you. Brand new today to Sewing Street. These 10 beautiful colours there. Now coming up at 11 o'clock, I'm just going to... I shouldn't tell you, but I'm going to. There are already people checking out on this already. Now looking at the Gutman thread, this comes with this gorgeous collection. 48 different threads, and I shouldn't be showing you this, but I'm going to. Look at these. Aren't they just incredible? Now they are on the website, but they're coming up at 11 o'clock, so if you want a little sneak peek, you've had one, go look on the website and you'll be able to see that. Our website is www.sewingstreet.com, so make sure you check that out and you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, I am so thrilled because I absolutely adore William Morris. Absolutely adore him. Love the fabrics. Absolutely love the designs. And today, for the first time, brand new to Sewing Street, we are able to bring you these incredible trays. Now, I know my granny used one of these for many years, and she had the most beautiful design on. My granny's no longer with us, but she didn't have anything like as beautiful a tray as that. We've got two different designs. This one, I can't remember the name of this one, but I know this is the iconic strawberry thief that you've got there. Where can I get that? That's going to work. So that's the strawberry thief, and then this one is, what was this one? This one's called the Golden Lily. That's the Golden Lily there. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's got this gorgeous colourway on the back as well for the Golden Lily. And that beautiful colourway there for the Strawberry Thief. Really loving these today. I just think they're so perfect. And you've got all these pellets on the back to be able to make sure that it doesn't matter whether you've got your arm or your foot underneath it. It just then makes everything nice and stable. I love these. They are £27.99 today. Just look at that incredible design. Beautiful design that. Really lovely tray. This is the William Morris Strawberry Thief Cushion Tray, £27.99 today. But if you're doing any form of paper piecing or any form of embroidery or sewing, and you want to sit either outside or in your armchair, it's great because you've got these wonderful pellets at the end. They reshape around whatever you're putting it on, and you've got this nice flat stable table to be able to work from. Lovely flat surface, and they're just fabulous. But look at the detailing as well. Because, you know, we've all got trays in the kitchen. We're a little uninspiring. Look how wonderful this is. This has just got such a great image on it. And it's just something really, it's useful and it's beautiful. And, you know, what more could you ask for? So that was the Strawberry Thief one. Then we've also got this wonderful Golden Lily one as well. Look at the detailing on that, absolutely gorgeous. Love that. And then on the back, you've got this gorgeous green colour that goes with it. It just complements it so beautifully there. Love that. And again, really perfect if you're doing any form of handwork, anything you just want to leave your pieces on to be able to work on. It's great. You just pick it up when you finish, you put it down. When you need it again, you pick it up and do it again. It's great. Really lovely. It's beautiful and it's practical. What more could you ask for in your home? Absolutely gorgeous, that. That's the Golden Lily William Morris Cushion Tray. £27.99 for that today. Really beautiful. But those are not the only William Morris things we've got on today. We're going to... So again, we've got these in Golden Lily and Strawberry Thief. These are the most fantastic. So we're going to show the beautiful, beautiful glasses case here by the Golden Lily. So you can see you've got this gorgeous case, and you can see all the way around this beautiful fabric. And I wish you could feel this, because it's like a silk feel to it. It's beautiful. If you could imagine a Liberty Torn Lawns type feel, that's what that feels like. It's absolutely gorgeous. But then you've also got this wonderful glasses cloth, which is just so huge compared. Look, it's bigger than the case. And you can see how beautiful that is as well. Absolutely lovely. And again, very, very practical. Definitely something you would be using. But maybe it's for yourself. Maybe this is for yourself, or maybe it's not. Maybe you want to buy this for somebody else that you know who's always losing their glasses, or being able to get this as a lovely little gift for somebody. And the great thing with these is that they're so lovely to feel. They're really beautiful. I love those. And they're nice and strong as well. It's got that nice click. I love those when you've got that nice little click with a pair of glasses case as well. Love that. I can't decide whether I prefer that one or the Strawberry Thief. So we've got the Strawberry Thief in red, and you can see what I mean. They're really pretty. You can see what I mean. The Golden Lily is the one I've just shown you, but the Strawberry Thief in red, they're so different, but equally as beautiful. I'm not quite sure which I prefer. So over here we've got the Strawberry Thief on red, so I can show you that all the way around there. Very, very pretty, that. Because being able to get a gift for somebody that's really thoughtful and very useful is really important. Because it's nothing worse than buying something for somebody who doesn't actually use it. This is so beautiful and something so gorgeous that somebody would definitely use. But even if you just use your glasses in your sewing room, because some people do only need them for sewing or for reading or doing anything like that. This is a great way to be able to then just, if you've got a specific chair that you go to or your sewing room, just leave your glasses in this beautiful case, and it's something beautiful to come back to. And again, you've got that wonderful, I love that, love these. And they're gorgeous little cloth as well, which I think is so pretty. Love that. So we've got a wonderful Strawberry Thief in red glasses case there, $11.99, such a great price. And if that isn't going to tickle your fancy, these Golden Lily manicure sets definitely will. Look at this. I'm just going to open this. But you would not think, now I'm going to show you exactly what you're getting. You're getting that wonderful nail clipper, wonderful pair of scissors. Oh, this is a little cuticle remover. Another little cuticle remover. And just look at these gorgeous little tweezers. And then you've got the emery board as well. I'm just grabbing the emery board out. Got the emery board as well. So you've got 6 beautiful little pieces here. Really great quality as well. The scissors are absolutely stunning. Look at those. Really great. Nice little curve to get the cuts on your nail that you need. Because when you're a crafter, you're always using your hands, so you're always looking for something to do, make sure that you look after your hands in that. But look at the box as well. And all of that for $8.99. That's just the most incredible price on that. I love it. Really nice little pair of tweezers as well. Because I don't know about you, but I like to get a really good pair of tweezers. And you can just see there, they go, oh, they're lovely. Do like that. Nice little stocking filler. Christmas is coming. Whether you like it or not, Santa's on his way. But the good thing is as well, I like to buy all my Christmas stuff way in advance. Then the financial burden doesn't hit you at Christmas. You hit it a little bit through the year. It's great. Really, really lovely product that. So now the difficulty is getting it all back in the box where it all came out of. Oh, I think I'm there. The scissors, and the great thing is they've got these wonderful indented areas that you can then pop everything back in, and you know exactly where everything came out. And that one's there. It's a beautiful, beautiful little set. And what's great, I know as well, just doing lots of work on the telly as well, there are occasions where you do clip a nail and you do need something to just help you along to get that sorted. Look how pretty it is, and it's so compact. You can fit at the bottom of any bag or any glove box, and it's a beautiful, beautiful product and really, really versatile. $8.99 there for the Golden Lily one. We've also got it in the Strawberry Thief, but this is now on the blue background. So again, you can see these beautiful, beautiful pieces here. Oh, they're clearly wanting to come out, so I'll take it all out. But such great value for this, and it's such a beautiful, beautiful collection, and such a beautiful set. I'm so shocked that these are only $8.99. So you're getting your wonderful emery board, the cuticle remover on the side, a pair of tweezers, a cuticle cutter, gorgeous little pair of nail scissors there, and a nail clipper, and this gorgeous little box. Absolutely stunning. All for $12.99. I'm sure there's a way of actually just getting this and using the box. I'm not sure. $8.99 there today. Really lovely, that. Beautiful, lovely little gifts as well. We all need a little something in our gift closet. There we go. And you can see there. So you'll be able to pay probably $8.99 for a pair of good nail clippers on its own. There you're getting absolutely everything in there, one go. Oh, now I've put my little tweezers fell out of its little compartment there. So there you go. Gosh, of this one or the... So of this one, we have less than 20 of these available left. These are selling really, really well today. So do make sure you check out. They're a really lovely product there. So those are $8.99. Now, last but not least, we've got the magnetic page markers. Now, lots of people have been seeing this on the website and have already been checking out. These are just gorgeous. I love these. Now, often we do our little book demonstrations and I put all my little post-it notes in for things that I want to refer to. But what's great about these is that you just pop this. It doesn't damage your book in any way. Let me find where my notepad is there. So maybe you want to borrow a book from a friend and you want to be able to then put those together. And there you go. That just works perfectly. So now I can get rid of my little post-it and you can see that's now perfect in the position that I need it to be. Really, really beautiful. And the detailing on this, just look at the details because they're quite tiny. And the great thing is I can now show you exactly what each one of them look like. So I'm not sure of the names of all the designs because I'm not a William Morris aficionado. I love them. I think that's the Golden Lily. Oh, it's this Honeysuckle. Oh, so this is by May Morris. Ah, okay, so this is the Honeysuckle Collection by May Morris. Love that. And you can see these really work very, very well. They're a lovely, lovely little gift as well. 4 magnetic bookmarkers there. And it's always good because I find as well I use paper bookmarkers, pick up the book, take it somewhere, drop the book, and I've lost it. These will be able to keep your page going as well. And they're just so beautiful and practical. Oh, as a little extra, these are flying out today. $3.99. You can see why. Such a great price. Oh, come on. In you go. It's got that little glue bit on the back there. And there we go. So that's the William Morris set of 4 bookmarkers. $3.99 available today. Such a great price. Really, really beautiful there. Love those. So that is just the most wonderful little combination of William Morris products there. Aren't they gorgeous? Keep checking out our website for those as well, www.sewingstreet.com. Otherwise, give our call centre a call, 0800 001 4433, and they'll be able to answer any of your questions on that. Now, I am incredibly excited about this today. First of all, I've been able to use all my little wonder clips to make all the little notes in this book because I adore this book. I've had it for years. Absolutely love this. This was written by Linda Clements and it's a quilter's Bible which literally does give you every single possible thing you could want from quilting and things on how to learn, best way of doing things. And Linda has done it so brilliantly through this book, being able to show you. So I flicked through this the other day with you, but I thought what I'd do today is highlight the sections that I absolutely loved in this book, just to highlight you why I think this book is so good. compared to the others. Now, the one thing that I thought was really special was the colour wheel. Now, the colour wheel takes a bit of understanding what values mean, contrast means, variety, understanding the colour wheel, what the hue, primary, tertiary, secondary, all these complementary colours, and understanding what all of this means. For me, I think this section was one of the best ones I've ever read in 3 pages to understand working with fabrics and what colour and colour wheel is. So for me, I thought that was immediately when I read that, I was on page 20 by the time I finished. I thought, that's it, Linda's got me, I'm hooked. Then the other thing I loved about it is as you go through the project, you'll be able to come up and see, go through the book, you'll be able to see all these fabulous little simple projects that you can do to be able to advance your skills and learn different things. So this was a log cabin table topper, and it gives you all the measurements on how to make it, and you can make this project as well, but also it gives you the idea for quilting on how best to quilt something like this, because I think as a beginner we do forget about the quilting. We're too busy making all these tops, but we don't understand how it is we actually go ahead and quilt them and how best to do that. So I love the fact that this was a way of being able to do that there. Then the next little one I've got here is lovely little projects like this, a little memory box, being able to refer back and make something out of a memory box. Just a really sweet little project to be able to make, and it shows you how best to do that. And then it goes with the raw edge crazy patchwork. It explains what it is, then gives you a little project on how to do it, which I thought was very, very special. And then the other thing I loved about this book, because there are so many tips and ideas in here, is how you can play with sashing and how the different ways of doing sashing and how it works and different ways of doing blocks in your sashing. I thought that was very, very thoughtful and very well written and a beautiful way of being able to show people how best to do it. And then it goes on to explain how best to do the pieced ones, doing sashings with setting squares, and it gives you all these examples after that, which I thought was very, very special. The next one I really, really loved was raw edge, needle turn applique. So what this was working brilliantly with was with freezer paper, and being able to show you how you can use freezer paper and to be able to go through and do that needle turn applique. And we've got freezer paper coming up in the next hour as well. It also then showed you how best to sew these together, going through and being able to then clip into your seam allowances and tell you on the inner curves and outer curves how best to actually be able to sew those down and get the best finish for your product. And then being able to show you how to do the gathered edge applique, which I think is very special and a really clever way of doing it. So these are just a few of the ideas that I thought were really important to just mention out. This is now, I think I'm pronouncing this correctly, I probably am not, so forgive me. This is applique per se, where you're going through and you're actually fussy cutting out certain elements of your fabric, and you fussy cut those out, and then you actually go on and then use those fussy cut pieces onto a different project and put them into your project. A really, really clever way of using your fabric, because some parts of your fabric, you know, especially those beautiful Japanese fabrics, sometimes you've got these incredibly detailed flowers that you want to cut out and use, you're not quite sure how. This gives you another little option on how to do it, which I love. That's page 161 if you do get it. Then the other thing which has always intrigued me and fascinated me is Hawaiian Applique, and what I love about this is if you do it and you do it well, you'll have a positive and a negative of this. So you'll have the positive, which will be the loose piece of fabric like that, but equally then you'll have the negative, which will be the fabric that remains after you've cut it. So when you get very good at it, you'll be able to then cut this out in one single cut and have both pieces, the positive there and the negative there. The positive being, say for example, the blue section you've cut out, and then the negative would be the remaining section left behind. If you get very good at that, you'll be able to do it. And the great thing with this book is it just explains it to you in a really simple, easy way for you to understand. And then you can advance as you go through, and you can see each one of these different designs mean something, and it's a really, really clever way of being able to write it in such a simple way that everybody understands. This bit I absolutely loved is the actual choosing of how to quilt projects, and it will give you in the ditch quilting and then cross hatching, and you hear all of these techniques and you're never quite sure what that all means, and some of us are a little bit scared to actually ask them because it's things that most people know. What I love about this book is it actually explains to you very, very clearly what in the ditch means, what cross hatching means, what echo quilting means, what contour quilting, the motif quilting, all over quilting, the repeat pattern, and vermicelli. I think these are the main 8 quilting designs and techniques that most people would use on their domestic machines. And what's great is it's explaining it to you in a really simple way that just makes you understand it so, so brilliantly. It then expands on how best you can then, taking that knowledge, how best you can actually then do whole cloth applique and in between negative space, not whole cloth applique, negative space quilting, and then going on to what my absolute favourite is whole cloth quilting, which I think is one of the most beautiful, beautiful techniques, and especially if you're going to do a hand project, being able to do something so beautiful on there. Again, you've got 3 different designs here, just on here, on this one page, of doing all these wonderful things, and then it goes into Celtic quilting. So all I've done there was highlight my favourite little sections of this book, because I really do and have used this as my Quilter's Bible. So I love that. That was my Quilter's Bible there. That's by Linda Clements for $15.99. Oh, yes. So the manicure set, The Strawberry Thief, has now officially sold out. So I'm thrilled for that. And now the lily one, the golden lily one, we only have 12 of these left. So if it is in your basket, I just need to remind you to make sure you check out. You're not going to be able to lose, you're not losing any money by checking out multiple times during the day. But this is $8.99, a beautiful, beautiful set. I'll just remind you what's included. We've got our emery board, which I didn't put these all back in as firmly as I could have. There's the emery board, you've got your cuticle remover, you've got a pair of tweezers, you've got your cuticle cutter as well, and you've got a beautiful pair of scissors, little baby scissors there, and you've got this wonderful nail clipper, all in this gorgeous tin with the golden lily design on it. Absolutely beautiful. That's there for $8.99. There are only 12 of those available now, so do make sure you check those out of your baskets, because we don't want you to lose out on these. And that's what happens. Something so beautiful, brand new in today, they end up going. So we're going to now bring some beautiful fabrics in. So what I love about, I adore all blue fabrics, absolutely loving these. So these are just beautiful. You've got 4 different blues here. The core piece, we call them the blue cores. You're getting a ½ meter of each one. So let me show you what ½ meter looks like on just one of them, because all of the fabrics are going to be the same size. So this is the size of the fabric you're getting for each one. And you can see that's ½ meter by, so it's 19 inches by 42 inches if you work in imperial. So it's a lot of fabric you're getting there. That's a ½ meter. Remember, in this bundle of the blues, you're going to get 4 of those. 4 different colours, 4 different blues. Beautiful, beautiful blue collection there. And that's available today for $12.99, 2 meters there. Perfect. And then we have the green bundle. Love these. Now you see, I'm just currently doing the gemology book at the moment, which I'm absolutely addicted to. So these are great because you've got that wonderful gradation from what I'd be calling a dark green to a medium green to a light medium green to a light green. I just need to add one more colour and I can do any of the gemology projects there. So I love that. And being able to do any form of foundation paper piecing, if you're doing any form of applique as well, if you're doing anything, for example, with a tree, you've got 3 different colours here to be able to gradiate your tree of different colours as well. Loving these. That's our wonderful green cores collection. $12.99 there. Again, you're getting 4 ½ meters. And just to show you each of these individually, aren't they just gorgeous? That's almost the colour of our mat. Love those, and such great quality of these as well. Love that. Which one is berry? Are they 4 or 6? Perfect. We've got 2 different colourways with pinks today. This is our berry collection there. Really beautiful, these colours. Again, they just sort of, for me, I'd just be putting these in my stash until I had something that I wanted to use it for. I think it's a really lovely collection there. Look at the colours as well. You can see that beautiful, beautiful pink. And then there's another pink here. It's a really great price point as well for those 2 meters of fabric there. Really lovely. How much is that coming into a metre? Is that £6.50? £6.49? We've got the neutral bundle as well. We've got 4 different colours there. Love those. So we've got all these beautiful, beautiful colours here. This one I think is an ivory. I can't remember the names of them, but all of the names of all of these bundles and all the fabrics you're getting. The neutral colours for me, what I do with the neutral colours is you can use them for absolutely every single project. It doesn't matter whether you're getting the green bundle. Just look at mixing these together. If we put the green bundle in there, just look how beautiful that works there. They work with absolutely every colour. That's just the green bundle there. This is the blue bundle I'm bringing in now. You can see the blue bundle works beautifully there as well. It doesn't matter which bundle you bring in, all these neutrals, they just are designed to work well with all of them. And even there you can just see all of those colours work so, so well. That's the great thing with neutrals, is that they literally go with absolutely everything. They're fabulous. So I think this one is an ivory. And they're all listed, all of them, because there are too many colours for me to go through and remember. So you can go and check on the website as well, and you can just see they all merge so beautifully together. And what's so great is, even if it's just as a stash builder, such a great deal. So what's that, £6.50 a half metre, £6.50 a metre? Sorry? Oh my goodness, it's £3.24 for a half metre there. They're usually £3.49 on our website, so that's a nice little bargain for you. Next, we've got this wonderful Susan Briscoe book here. This is 350 Quilting Tips and Trade Secrets by Susan Briscoe. And these have got all the different techniques and tips and trade secrets for quilting, and being able to go through all the different processes to be able to getting started, quilting gadgets, using a mini iron, seam ripper, everything you could possibly want to do, dyeing a fabric. And it is literally every single process that you can go through for quilting to be able to create something really special. What I liked as well is that you've got different designs and things, and you've got inspirations here. So you've got the Fire and Ice Quilt here by Bonnie Hogg. Beautiful, beautiful combination of colours, and then you can see how with the red corners there on the edge of the blocks, how that pulls the red in, and the blue over here pulls the blue through. And the great way of being able to do all these different techniques and show all these beautiful, beautiful different projects. Again, giving you quilting inspirations and different pictures of different things. Like, look at this beautiful Hawaiian woman creating this gorgeous quilt and doing that echo quilting on this chair in her garden there. It's absolutely gorgeous. Going through to be able to see all these different projects as well. There, what's really great, you've got this Siobhan Toner's made this beautiful scraps and strings quilt, being able to use all your scraps up basically to make that gorgeous quilt there. I love that. And then what I love as well, we've got our freezer paper applique later on in the show, freezer paper later on in the show. This gives you a really good clear description of how best to use it, and an example there of Lee Chapel Monroe's quilt called Now May. You can see this is what you can kind of make with those freezer paper technologies, being able to do that. Really clever techniques. And this book just literally covers absolutely everything. Again, my absolute favorite thing I want to learn is Hawaiian Applique, and it just gives you this beautiful demonstration of how best to do that. Really lovely book, that. And it goes to every single thing you could possibly want to know. You've got your wadding, tells you about tacking as well and how best to do that. Goes through into quilting patterns and designs, long arm machining as well. It literally covers every aspect of quilting. Sashiko, going through hand quilting and other stitches, doing big stitch and tying, which is a really lovely technique, being able to do tying of a quilt. It gives you a completely different feel to your quilt. Then you've got bags, mitered and curved bindings as well, which is quite a challenge for a lot of us. And going through, and you've got even down to how you label the quilt, what you should put in the quilt, and what information you should include on it. Even into entering a competition and being able to be, if you're winning, how best to get your prize and award and all that. It goes to absolutely every single possible thing, even to collecting your quilt back from an exhibition on how to do it. Every single possible thing you could want to know. I see here there are 405 different techniques in this. Even for the care of vintage quilts. So everything you could possibly know is in this book, available for you by Susan Briscoe today, $12.99. Now next we've got the Annie's quilting books. Now this is much more project based, and it is really adorable. Annie's sewing books. I'd never seen Annie's books until I came here, and my word, are they not just absolutely stunning. Really great value. You're getting $9.99 here for more than 20 projects, so that's working at just over 50p, sorry, just less than 50p for all of your projects. And it gives you absolutely every single possible thing you could do as a quick make. Really fun, doing all these wonderful things. I love that you've got a sewing machine cover, but my favorite one that I saw in here, not that one, I love that, the sewing machine organizer pad, is your ironing board caddy. Never even thought of that. What a clever idea. Being able to hang a pair of scissors and seam ripper, marker, all your pin cushion on, hanging over the iron. I love that, because how many times are we actually piecing things together or ironing things and pressing things, and we need a pin cushion? There you go. This is an easy way of doing it. You've got the thread spool pin cushion as well. Really lovely way of being able to use up some of your scrap fabrics or introducing felt into your repertoire. Lovely way of doing this. And all these different designs are really simple, easy to use. Loving this. And then all the templates you need per project are after the project as well. Oh my goodness, look how fun they are. These wonderful summer fun rugs. I love those. And I love the fact that when you're making them, you've got all your templates immediately afterwards, because I like less steps in my process. I like to know that that's page 1, 2, 3. There are my templates. So you can see the patterns there, pattern ends, templates. Love. I don't have to look at the back of the book, because I like less steps. So then I've got the Bright Block pot holders, really effective, very simple. And the great thing is that these can easily be made in a day, and it's a nice way of being able to practice quilting stitches. Or if you've never tried echo quilting, this is a great way of being able to do it. You can see all those echo designs there. If you just want to do straight line quilting, it's a great way of practicing. You're making something very useful, and it's something that you will use, but also then is very practical and beautiful. Really lovely. And they look like they're relatively easy to make as well, which is great. Microwave cozies again. These are a bit different to the ones that Kerrie was bringing us. Look at that fresh bread bag. Ooh, love that. Remember the days, we've got so much bread running around now at the moment. Everybody's been baking bread. Now you've got these wonderful floral baskets as well. This is, they're saying, is able to make in a weekend. And I love the fact it tells you how long it'll take, because I think most of us cut out a project and we get a bit despondent if we don't make it in a couple of hours. This will tell you how long to do it. And even here, tell you how to do the whip stitch. So these Annie's books are really, really clever. Loads of very different ideas. A chain purse even. Change purse in there, really pretty. And it gives you all the quilting basics at the back as well, which I love. Really, really great value book. Loads of different projects here. Weekend sewing by Annie's Quilting for $9.99. More than 20 projects. They're really great value. Less than 50, what was that? Less than 50p a project. Great. Now we've got something a little bit unusual today, which I love this, is this beautiful pair of electric scissors. Just checking that it's all plugged in and ready. So all of these, you've got two different cutters. One is A, which is the sharp cutter. And then B is the blunt blade, which is what we're going to be demoing today. You're going to get your charging point for this. You're going to then get your battery, which we've already plugged in. Oh, you've got the battery here as well. So the battery, if you're going to be using it without plugging it in, that's the one that you're going to be looking for. Oh, love it. Now, if you want to use it on the mains, we have got an adapter there which plugs into a port over here. So if you are plugging it in, you'll be able to safely and securely plug that in. And then you just twist this nut onto the screw, and you'll then be able to have that, and that's nice and firm, that's not coming out, because we want to make sure that everybody's safe, and that way by screwing the nut on, it won't pop out as you're using it. And if you don't do it, it can pop out. So it's just, and then you've got a live cable there. So that's really, really great. Now the thing with these is they are incredibly sharp and very, very strong. Neil did a fabulous demo on them a couple of weeks ago. So make sure you check that out on YouTube. It's fabulous. But before we do that, let me show you how wonderfully good these are. This is a piece of leather. We've had this on the show a couple of weeks ago. And this is now a full-on, honest-to-God, beautiful piece of leather on one side, the suede on the other, so it's 100% leather. And you all know how thick leather is, and you know how strong it is as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to get this ready. And I'm now going to cut through two pieces of leather. And they're completely safe as well. And then if I fold that over, you can see I've now got 4 layers of leather there. And now I'm going to try this. There we go. And I'm cutting through 4 layers of leather there. Smoothly, it's not snagging, it's a really lovely cut. Really, really great. And I'm going to do this now that I do it in 6 pieces of leather. Now, I don't actually recall ever being in the position that I would need to cut more than that. That is obscene. That's a huge amount. But watch this. Now, remember, I've got the blunt blade in at the moment. I don't have the sharp blade. Oh, and because I'm not holding it properly, it's moving. But look at that. 6 layers of leather, all gone, all cut beautifully and perfectly. Please be careful with them. Obviously, Neil did his demo and he actually put his finger in it and it proved that it wouldn't work, but I'm not brave enough. And you can see if you want to cut a curve, you can easily cut the curve there nice and comfortably. It's a really lovely, lovely pair of scissors. Now, when we're bringing products like this to you, we want to make sure we're bringing you the best quality, because there are other options out there. They're not quite as good in our opinion, or my opinion certainly. But what I love about these is that they are safe, they are strong, they are going to work consistently all the way through. Now you can see even now, I'm cutting a curve on 2 pieces there. They are just so lovely. Now, if you were brave enough, you could then put those as your curved piecing, doing the 2 different textures, the 2 different sides of the leather. You could do that, and you could now piece those together, doing any form of your curved quilting techniques there. It's a fabulous, fabulous product, and I just absolutely adore the safety of them, because obviously each one of these, when you detach the head, got a wonderful set of, it's got a wonderful screwdriver here, but the good thing is that everything, safety is key for them. They want to make sure that everybody's safe because these are really beautiful products. But if you get them, when you undo the screws here to take these off, and they're really easy to change the blades. So you can now pull that back and that pops up. And then if you want to put the sharp one on, it's exactly the same. You just slide that little red mechanism back and you're popping the on there. But just you see, doing that now, you're able to use it, but please just be safe. Make sure you're popping the screws in over here as well and just tighten them. It takes 30 seconds to make sure you put the screws in correctly. And that's just, make sure you're safe. We always want everybody safe. And they're just such a really fabulous pair of scissors and such great quality. And there we go. Now, I've not used the sharp blade before. Do you think I should try and do my 6 layers again? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to do 7. Ready from there, let's go. Oh, it's because I'm not holding it properly. Nope, I think 7 might have been too thick. Nope. Didn't like that one. I think what it is the B is the sharp one and this is the blunt one. I think I've got them confused. This is the sharp one. You saw that went through 6 layers of leather. Didn't even think about it. Went through really, really comfortably. Such a lovely, lovely product, this. I really adore this. And I'm very keen now to try and go and put those as a curved piecing piece to be able to show the different sides of leather. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm going to take the battery out. Yes. So we've got a recap on this one today because look how beautiful this is. This is now down to limited stock. You've got this beautiful, beautiful glasses case here in the red Strawberry Thief fabric. Absolutely stunning, stunning. It's got that wonderful, love that. And then you've got this here. And I have to say, I'm looking at this and my gorgeous husband has glasses on every floor in our home because he keeps losing them. And because we live in a Muse house, when you leave your glasses on the top floor and you need them in the kitchen. These are perfect because you can just pop your glasses and have something really pretty. And he is a massive William Morris fan, so I do think that this is something that we should be getting in our home for sure. But I better hurry up because these are now limited. So do make sure you're checking out on these. We've also got our Golden Lily glasses case today, brand new to us today. Again, such a beautiful, beautiful design, really lovely quality and it's got such a beautiful feel to it as well. And then on the inside, you've got this wonderful glasses, what do we call these? Glasses cloths. Glasses cloths, beautiful that. I'm very lucky not having to need glasses, they're lovely. But they're really pretty and the feel is just so beautiful as well. Love that. Now we have got a few more bundles here. Oops, I caught that in the bling. There we go. So we also now have a pink to peach bundle. Look at that. You're getting 6 fabrics here, so that's 3 meters. All the colours there are on the website as well, so you can double check those. Beautiful, beautiful colour combination then. And the great way of the subtle changes of these colours go all the way. So such great value as well. So you've got 3 meters there for £20.49. That's the lightest orange. And then we've got a bit more. Oh, they're beautiful. All the colours are listed and named on the website, so do check those out. But you can see just how beautiful all these colours are. They're really lovely. I think that one might be my favourite. Just look how beautiful. And the gradient on it is lovely. Really love that. And that's £20.49 for that. So here we've got 5 half meters here. And I love the fact that they put some different colours in this. They've called this Turkish Delight. And I actually can see totally why, because I've had Turkish Delight in all of these colours before. Really lovely. There's 2.5 meters there. £16.99 for that. And I'll show you the different colours there. This one I know is my Misty Blue. Love that. I'm not even going to attempt the rest. Because the great thing with this is you can keep them together as a bundle, or you can put them into separate projects, or just build up your stash. A couple of months ago, we had a wonderful sale doing all of our mega bundles with all of our colours in one way. And somebody I know has actually put that as a rainbow in her sewing room. And it's the best thing for her. She literally goes through and sees every single colour each time. And every time she uses one, she then replaces it, which is lovely. So that was our Turkish Delight bundle there. And then we've got our Stars collection here. These are very popular. Very, very adorable, these colours. Got three different colours rather. We've got the blue, the grey and the pink. Really, really pretty. Now these I'm looking at and thinking these would be lovely as a bag. Pyjamas even, I think, would be quite sweet. So this is how much you're getting on them. And that, just look how fun that is. Even backing. Can you imagine that as a backing of a quilt? These are lovely. Now, if you did buy multiple units of these are already pre-cut. All of the bundles that we've had on today, these are already pre-cut at half meters. So they will come to you as half meter pieces. So if you did happen to buy 2, they won't be meter cuts. They'll be half meter cuts to you. So just remember that when you're doing. And this is the beautiful blue combination there. Look how vibrant that is. And then we've got the grey. And then we've got the last one is the pink. Even if you're making, a teddy bear would be quite good. I'm just going to measure the star for you so you know how big it is. So that's coming in at 7/8. Yes, 7/8 is the size of the star, so you can then know exactly how big they are. Because I know a lot of people do look at fabric and go, oh, I need to know how big it is. There you go. 7/8 of an inch is the size of those. Really beautiful combination there. £10.99 there for 1.5 meters. Such great value and a really lovely, lovely feeling quality there. And then very last but not least, we've got this bundle here with this beautiful, beautiful combination of colours there. This one we called I was about to say the Stan's Tops. The Tan Spots fabric bundle there, 1.5 meters for £9.99. That is such a great price. So you've got 3 different colours there. You've got that one, which I think is brunette. Forgive me if I'm wrong, just double check the website for the names. That's 1/2 meter of that. And remember these, if you do multi-buy these, they don't come as one piece. These are already pre-cut into 1/2 meters. And then last, you got that beautiful, I think this is tan or beige spot. I think it's the tan spot, I can't remember. It is tan, there we go, it says on the screen. The Tan Spot fabric bundle collection there, 1.5 meters for £9.99. Well, I love the show, this is great. Now, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of this because, sorry. Now, these are already selling on the website. Brand new today. We've got these for, I don't know where to put that. There we go. So these are 48 of these different threads, but they come in this beautiful commemorative tin. Really, really special. So I'll show you the tin and look at what you're getting. Look at that. So these are up at 11 o'clock, so do check out the website for those. They've already been selling so well, so do check out the website. You go and look on www.sewingstreet.com. You'll be able to then see a little YouTube bar just with me going hello. And then beneath that, you'll have all of the products from today's show going in order of the show, so you'll be able to see all of that. After this, we've got the fabulous Kerrie from Living in Loveliness. Looking forward to that. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Shopping with us couldn't be easier. If you want to shop online, then you can head to our website, www.sewingstreet.com. It will redirect you to our sister channel Jewellery Makers landing page. Don't worry, you haven't gone to the wrong place. We're simply using their website temporarily while we're building our own web shop. Scroll down past the Watch Live part and you'll see all of the products that you will have seen on air on today's live show. You can also shop our catalogue by clicking a category, clicking a product to view closer and adding it to your basket. Once you're ready to check out, you will need to create an account, which is absolutely free to do so, but it will mean that you can check out on as many orders as you want throughout the day with still only paying one postage and packaging. If you'd prefer to speak to somebody in our UK-based customer service team, then you can do so via the free telephone line number 0800 001 4433. They will not only help you create an account, but will also help you with any of your online shopping.
If you love sewing, then you need the UK's favourite sewing magazine. Every month, you'll receive exclusive patterns. Follow simple step-by-step guides suitable for all skill levels to make your own stunning clothes, accessories and more, together with inspiring tips and tricks from industry experts. Join in and discover your love for sewing. Try Love Sewing today and get your first 3 issues for just £6.
Would you like to take part in our weekly competition? If you do, then all you have to do is head to the Sewing Street fan page group on Facebook. Post your picture of your make. Myself, Debbie Shaw and John Cole Morgan love looking at all of your makes every week. We pick our favourite and announce the winner every Friday live on the show. Happy sewing and good luck.
Hello there, I'm Debbie Shaw and I would love you to join me on the first Monday of every single month for Sewing Street Surgery. Now this is a dedicated hour where I answer your questions, and that could be questions about techniques, it could be questions about tools, it could be questions about new products, or maybe something that you've seen that you just don't understand. There's a lot of questions about tensions on sewing machines, and there's a lot of questions about working with different weights of fabrics. So if you have a question that you'd like to ask me, the easiest way to bring a question over to us is to go to our Facebook page and post your question on there. I will collate all of those questions throughout the week. If we need any new products for you, or if we need any new demonstrations, those will all be worked on leading up to that first Monday of the month. So do join me, Debbie Shaw, on Sewing Street Surgery on the first Monday.
Hello, my name's Jenny McCreary and I am a guest designer on Sewing Street. A little bit of an introduction into me and who I am. I've got some questions here I'm going to answer. What do I specialise in? Dressmaking, 100%. It's my favourite thing. Made this wee guy behind me here. I absolutely love it. Bikinis, underwear, dresses, hair accessories. Does that count as dressmaking? Maybe not. I love homewares as well, to be fair. I'm not an expert in homewares. I would say I'm an expert in dressmaking. Quilting is the one thing I do not do yet. There's still time. I'm really worried. I don't want to get into quilting because I know that it is. There's just so much to it, and I'll get right into it, and then might leave dressmaking behind. I'm not really finished with dressmaking yet, so dressmaking is my thing. I got into sewing. This is quite a common one actually. It was for Halloween costumes. So I wanted to be the Tooth Fairy. My mum had a sewing machine, she knew how to use it, and I used it to make a tutu. That was the first thing I ever made. And then I realised I loved clothes, I loved fashion, and I then went on to study at university after school. So I studied fashion business, and now I do it for a job. What a dream. Something unexpected about me that is sewing related. Probably back in 2011, I think it was, when the royal wedding was about to happen in April. It was Kate and Will's wedding. A customer of the place I worked at the time challenged me to make the dress live. So nobody knew what the dress looked like, and I made it in 8 hours live whilst watching. So everyone else was having a nice wee day watching the royal wedding. and I was like sweating, it was roasting. Some newspapers came to watch as well. Yeah, that was interesting. I made it in 8 hours. Sewing tip that I would share with you guys, one thing that I share with my customers a lot is not to get too hung up on trying to learn everything. You will never know everything about sewing. It's impossible. There's so much new stuff happening all the time, and new techniques and new tools and all that sort of thing. Just give it a go. What's the worst that could happen? See, as long as you're using a fabric that's not like wild expensive, and it's not going to be too much of a loss if it doesn't quite go to plan, then just give it a go. You'll learn so much just by giving things a go. My claim to fame, that is a hard one. Oh wait, obviously my claim to fame is being a guest designer on Sewing Street, right? That's it. I do actually tell people that all the time when they say, tell me something unusual about you. That's it. Another claim to fame, a sewing related one, I own the UK's only sewing tuition franchise. I suppose that's nice. No one else has that. I've done other TV before as well. I've done some game shows. You can look it up if you want. I have done some game shows before. I love TV, it's great fun. I am looking forward to sewing with you guys soon on Sewing Street.
Hello, my name's Fiona Hesford and I'm founder of Sew Girl. I'm based down in Worthing on the south coast of England, and I've got a range of sewing patterns which I've developed over the last few years, which are projects for loose fitting clothing, everyday simple garments, things that I really love to wear myself. And I'm going to be bringing you them to Sewing Street over the next few months. So I look forward to seeing you then. Bye.
Welcome back. We are so happy to welcome back Kerrie from Living in Loveliness today. We've got some amazing kits to recap on and to bring you new ones today as well, which I'm really excited. So the first thing we're going to be making today is the cosmetic bag. Nope, it's this bag here. Yes, the cosmetic bag.
Oh, wait.
Yes, sorry. I'm looking at this and Kerrie's like, no. I'm like, yes. Sorry, hello. Live telly, what could possibly go wrong? So let me show you what each of these kits are. So we've got this in the first colorway. Look at this in the colorway. So these are in 4 different colorways. Just look how much fun these are. Got a little pocket in each one there. And look at the bag, it's huge. You can put loads in there. So that's the first colorway. The colorways are going to probably be in a different order in the bag. It's going to be a surprise for us both. And then we've got our Liberty bundle here. Again, absolutely adorable. And I love the fact she's used her zigzag stitches along there just to highlight it. Lovely little pocket as well. So we've got this today for you in 4 different colorways. So this is the first colorway. This is called Liberty Option 2, which is, it is this one. So this is the one that you're getting, this finished product there. Love that. So you're getting, you're getting absolutely everything you need in these kits. So let's start at the back. You're getting your pattern. Wonderful set of instructions, loads of pictures, exactly what it is that you need to do. You're getting a welcome letter from Living in Loveliness, is exactly what it is the company is, how to do it, how they suggest that you start the whole process. And then you're getting a fabulous pattern. Oh, just opening that up. Fabulous pattern on how best to do all of these. And it tells you which fabric, you're cutting, fabrics 1, fabric 1. It's a really great way of doing that. And it's nice and simple to understand. So that you're getting in all of the next 4 kits, that wonderful set there. You're also getting a zip. The zip is the same color in every kit as well. Really beautiful teal color. I don't know if you'd call that teal or mint. It's beautiful. You're going to get the lining as well, which is the same for every kit. Really beautiful. And it's got that wonderful white on white design on there. Really pretty. Really. So you've got this gorgeous lining fabric there, really pretty. And I love a white on white that's got a little bit of a pop on it as well. Love that. So that's your white on white lining fabric. And then these are the 3 fabrics that you need to make this bag. The 3 fabrics. So that's the first Liberty fabric there. This is the second one. Oh, they're pretty. And then last but certainly not least is that. And all three of those colours are going to make this bag. This is going to make this bag here. So you can see how they all go so beautifully together there. But if that's not enough, you're also getting your wadding. You're getting absolutely everything you need to do to make this bag. And then the best of all is you've got that fabulous pattern that later on, when you've made this bag out of these fabrics, you can use the pattern on something else. You can use your own little stash. Use all your fabrics there. So that's our first colourway, which is our Liberty Option 2. So that's our first one there. So now we have this one. I'm just going to pop your basket over there of all your goodies. And I love the fact that it all come wrapped up, because it's a little present you're giving yourself, isn't it? So again, you've got your wonderful set of instructions here, your lovely pattern. And you've got your beautiful, beautiful teal minty zip. You've got your wadding. You've got your lining fabric as well. And then you've got this beautiful, beautiful pink as well. Absolutely loving that. And then these beautiful Riley Blake florals as well. Love these. They just go so beautifully together. Love that. So that is the Riley Blake option number 1. I don't think I wrap as quickly or as well as Kerrie does. Oh! Stay. So this is our Liberty option number 1. So this colourway makes this bag here, and you can see how beautiful that is. And then if I open that up, you'll be able to see the lining on the inside of the bag as well. Really, really pretty, that. So we've got our 2 Liberty colourways here. This is our first colourway. You've got the wadding, you've got the lining, you've got the beautiful zip again, and then the pattern and the instructions and the information about Kerrie. And then the 3 beautiful, beautiful colours there. So that's the first colour. That's the second. Oh, they're so pretty. So that is our Liberty option number 1. And then we've got the Riley Blake option 2. And this is what we're going to be doing the demo in later, because Kerrie very kindly is going to show us how to do all of this. And we're using my favourite collection in this. Look how beautiful these fabrics are. You've got that beautiful rose gold metallic on there as well. I'm not sure I can wiggle the fabric around for you to see the metallic, but it is beautiful, so delicate. And then we've got the flowers here. These 2 fabrics are my favourite in this collection, I think. They're beautiful. Again, you've got that gorgeous wadding, that lovely lining. Oh, and this time we've got a pink zip. Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. That is beautiful. So with the Riley Blake option 2, you're going to get a pink zip with that. Love that. A lot of thought has gone into Kerrie's kits. They always do, and you can just tell, just how it's wrapped, you can tell. It's just an experience to be able to do these. I love that. Now the next 2 kits we've got make something slightly different, which are going to be these very pretty little bags here. Very, very sweet, and it's got this wonderful little pleat on it, giving you some wonderful detail on your bag there. I love these. Really, really sweet, that. So the first one we've got here So this is the Living in Loveliness Phoebe pleated cosmetic bag kit for the Liberty option number 1. So here you're getting your Bonder Web. Is it Bonder Web? Fusible interfacing. And then you've got the wonderful lining as well. And the colour that we're using over here is going to make this bag here. And then this is the fabric you're going to use for the Liberty. And you've got this beautiful light pale pink zip again. Really lovely that. And then again, you've got the beautiful pattern. All loads of pictures on how best to do this. And then you've got the details of Living in Loveliness. And then you've got the full pattern and cutting guide on how to do this as well. Really lovely that. Really lovely. So that's the first colourway we've got there, which is the Liberty option number 1. So this is called Liberty option number 2. I'm loving opening all these gifts. They're great. So again, you've got that wonderful tissue paper experience, being able to unwrap it. You've got your fusible, single-sided fusible there. You've got your beautiful lining. We've got a white zip this time. And then this gorgeous fabric. Isn't that stunning? And then that is going to make this bag that you've got over here. And you can tell again, open the zip, you've got that gorgeous lining on the inside. It's fabulous. And each one of Kerrie's patterns, kits, have this wonderful pattern detailing exactly where you are, details about Kerrie and Living in Loveliness, and then the lovely pattern as well. So this is the Liberty option number 2, available for $12.99. Such great price points as well. Really loving all of those. So if you haven't shopped with us before, let me remind you very quickly on how it is that you buy with us. And, sorry? And then we've got Kerrie coming on to do a demonstration on how to make all of these lovely products.
Shopping with us couldn't be easier. If you want to shop online, then you can head to our website, www.sewingstreet.com. It will redirect you to our sister channel Jewellery Makers landing page. Don't worry, you haven't gone to the wrong place. We're simply using their website temporarily while we're building our own web shop. Scroll down past the Watch Live part and you'll see all of the products that you will have seen on air on today's live show. You can also shop our catalogue by clicking a category, clicking a product to view closer, and adding it to your basket. Once you're ready to check out, you will need to create an account, which is absolutely free to do so, but it will mean that you can check out on as many orders as you want throughout the day with still only paying one postage and packaging. If you'd prefer to speak to somebody in our UK-based customer service team, then you can do so via the free telephone line number 0800 001 4433. They will not only help you create an account, but will also help you with any of your online shopping.
Did I just see you empty my box of Wonder Clips into your box? I'm so happy Kerrie's back. She's making herself at home.
It's quite nice to
It's
have
lovely,
it all
isn't
those.
it? It's really good. And you're just making yourself at home, which I love because this is what it's meant to be. That's fabulous.
I do like the Wonder
Welcome
Clips.
back. Did you have a good break?
Yes, I did. Thank you. I had a
Wonderful.
lovely coffee. It's very
So what
nice.
are you doing for us now?
So I'm going to show you, going to keep the tutorials nice and easy today. So I'm just going to show you how to make the fronts of the bags.
Perfect.
Just-
and it's these little bags that you're
Yes.
making for us now, these pleated patches.
So the first one I'm going to do is the Liberty. Well, we've got the Riley Blake. So
I've got the wrong bag, don't I?
Yeah,
You're
this
making
is,
those.
This is
Sorry.
the one that we're making. This is the one that we're making. We're actually only going to do just the front of them, just to keep the tutorials nice and quick. And I also want to show you how to use the template to make the pleats as well, to show you just how easy those templates in the kits are. So this is just for the front. I was going to do it in a different fabric, but as you like this
love
one,
it.
I changed my mind during the break. It is very beautiful. It's nice
You
and
did that
subtle,
all in the
isn't it?
break?
Yeah.
Oh, you are good.
It's quite nice. I like to keep my hands busy. I'm not very good at sitting still.
Well, if you're ever down in Hertfordshire, let me know.
Well, if you're ever up here, I was thinking you could come and help me wrap the kits. You're very good at doing that there.
Pleasure, absolutely.
In all that free
Run
time
away
that you've
from
got.
home. Run away from home for a day.
You do the wrapping, I'll do the sewing. That sounds good.
Perfect.
That sounds like a good idea to me. So in all of your kits, you'll notice that each of your templates are labelled up with your letters. This is a nice, easy pattern. Again, another nice, easy pattern, nice scrap buster for this project. You get all of your fabrics in the kit to make them, and you get 3 different choices. In some of the kits, I recommend which is fabric 1, which is fabric 2, but they're all the same size, so it's all the same size in the kit, so it's quite nice to just have a play and see the order that you particularly like those out. So nice and easy to make the front of this. I do like working with binding. I think when you put binding onto a project, it's just a nice way to use up a remnant of fabric, and it just really makes the fabric pop as well. And just by adding a little strip of binding just to the pocket, it separates those lovely fabrics there. So nice and easy, just placing this out. Your kit comes with everything in there, including your wadding as well. So we're simply going to sew these together. So we're bringing your A and B pieces. We're going to use your lovely wonder clips as they're to hand just here. Are these your own personal ones, John?
No, they're not. For me, I just annex all wonder clips because they're just wonderful.
They are. They're very useful. They certainly speed things up as well, don't they? They
really
make life much faster. And I think really dependent upon your project, you can choose which collections that you're working with. So I'm just clipping those 2 outer fabrics there, and we'll sew those together nice and quickly. So again, just using a 1/4 inch seam allowance on there, and just using a straight stitch. We can do the decorative stitching on top at a later stage. So just using that straight stitch there, we're simply going to sew along that raw edge.
I might just ask you to move that little bag in front of you just slightly over. Perfect, thank you very much.
There we go.
People can then see what you're doing.
That might be helpful. And again, just to keep this nice and speedy, we can chain stitch those 2 pieces. Now I'm only showing you in this demonstration this morning how to make one side of the bag, but what you'll notice in lots of the patterns is that I like to double up, and I like the front of the bag to look as, as attractive as the back of the bag as well. So whatever you do for the front of the panel, you'll repeat and do for the back of this kit. So just taking those extra bits of fabric away. And then just turning those over, we're just going to press the seams.
Which way do you press your seams?
So I'm going to press them out towards the A piece on there. Just give that a little press.
You're very quick.
I tend to do everything quite quickly, actually, really. There's always so many things to do, isn't there?
Agreed.
And I think during this lockdown, there's been extra things to do, having the children at home. So I seem to have picked up speed of doing lots of other things.
Brilliant. How many children do you have?
I've got 3. I've got 3 children.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I've got a teenage son.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
50. Oh, he's so lovely.
Oh, wonderful.
He's so lovely.
I always hear because all my friends have kids, obviously we don't, but I always hear these horror stories of teenagers.
He's 15 and he's wonderful.
But you hear these horror stories of teenagers and you just go, oh,
I'm
so
sure
sorry.
I've got it all to come.
No, I think you're past the worst of it, aren't you?
Yeah,
I have no children, so I can't comment.
Maybe 13 is the that year,
Difficult
and then they
time.
sort of grow out of that one. So this is your binding strip for the top of your pocket with the wrong side of your fabric facing up towards you. We're going to fold this fabric in half and just press that into position. And then we're attaching that onto the pocket just here. So aligning those raw edges with the top of the pocket.
You're going to get me in trouble now because Sylvia will say I can know how to bind now.
There you go. Do you enjoy it? I love binding. I just really think, and again, I'm just going to use that 1/4 inch. I tend to put it in a lot of projects, really. I think it's a nice way.
The colourway you're working with at the moment is about to sell out.
Right.
We have 1 left. So that is the Riley Blake option 2. $15.99 for this. If you are looking to get it, please make sure you get it. There is literally 1 left. So do make sure you hurry on that one.
I'm loving this fabric, I have to say.
It's lovely.
Absolutely loving it.
Really beautiful.
So on your binding, keep it nice and easy. We're going to press now against that binding. So what we're doing is distributing that binding equally on the front of the pocket and onto the back. As we turn the fabric over, we're then simply going to bring the fold of the binding so it's sitting just below that stitch line there. So if you do a stitch in the ditch, stitch on there, you'll catch the back of the binding. And if you do a zigzag again, you'll catch the binding as well. So again, just using those wonder clips, just because it's quite short, it's only 3.5 inches across, we're just going to zigzag. So setting that onto your machine, aligning the centre of your zipper foot with that seam line there. And again, just returning your machine back to a zigzag stitch. And by using a zigzag stitch, I always find that there's less pressure to sew in the ditch there, and you're distributing that zigzag equally across the binding, and knowing that you've caught that on the back of your project as well. And then what we're going to do next is to just have that C piece in the centre, place your pocket onto the top, making sure all your raw edges are aligning just there. You can, if you want to, spend lots of time getting your patterns so they match up.
Oh, look at you.
I didn't actually, I just quite like the way that's sitting. I thought I'd just point that out if somebody wanted to do that at home. And then bringing this panel now onto the centre, and that will just secure that pocket into place.
While you're busy securing that, I'm just going to remind you, we have got a second Riley Blake option, because option 2 is about to sell out. So the option number 1 that's also available, I'm going to put over here so that we can get a shot of that, hopefully. So this is the graphic that we have at the moment over here, this colourway. Hopefully we can grab onto that, because it's such a beautiful colourway as well.
Absolutely.
So all you're doing now is you're securing the other side of that on.
Just securing that, so just pressing that seam out.
So you can see that's the beautiful Riley Blake option number 1 fabric. Option number 2 is what Kerrie is working with at the moment, but we wanted to give you that as a second option.
And this one's funny.
So the one that Kerrie's working with at the moment has sold out. So we're going to keep the graphic in, and that's these colours over here that we'll be able to keep for you there. What was the number on the other one? What was the number on the other one?
So again, just pressing that seam out towards the outer fabric there, and as you turn this over, you've got that panel complete with that little pocket there, which is perfect if you're using it as a cosmetic bag for your brushes, so you've got easy access. But as we know, we like to use them for our sewing equipment. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely everything. So just placing that on top of your wadding, just it looks really beautiful, doesn't it?
Really, really
I did
pretty.
bring some, oh, I did have it. I just thought I'd just check. Now you can just pin this into position, but for nice speed and ease here to secure it into place, so we know we've not got any movement on here. We're just going to pop a little bit of spray on there, so just make sure.
Very little, because we're in an enclosed space.
Oh, can we use it, or we don't need to?
Just a little bit.
Should we not use it?
If we pass out
you
halfway
could use
through.
it.
No, you can. You can.
Are you
use
sure?
a little bit, yeah.
I'll put this here.
You don't need it. It's not about that. It's just I don't want anybody passing out.
So just pop a little bit of that directly onto your batting there, and place your panel on top. What this will do is just secure it into place while you're sewing across there straight away, and you haven't got to worry then about pinning this into position.
Now remember as well, if you are getting one of these today, the Riley Blake colourway that we have left is this one over here. The one that Kerrie is working with at the moment has unfortunately, obviously sold out because it's such a great product. But we have got it in a different colourway here as well.
So again, just on these seams, and this step here is optional. Again, I would definitely recommend looking at your fabrics, choosing you know, a lovely thread that complements the colours in your fabric, and again just doing that decorative stitch. Just when you get to the end, instead of taking it off and trimming and wasting any of your threads, if you just raise your presser foot, pivot your fabric, tease a little bit of thread, and then bring it across.
That's very clever.
But we don't want to waste our thread, and it speeds it up.
Exactly.
And again onto the next side, so just raising the presser foot, tease a little thread because you don't want to pucker your fabric at this stage, and naturally as you trim your fabric you'll cut away those loose threads too. And if you were theming this, you know, perhaps if you've got a lovely flower stitch on your machine, you could have a lovely flower stitch along there.
Well, I think on one of yours you did a beautiful zigzag stitch on that Liberty one over there.
Yeah, I tend to always stick with a zigzag.
You've done it on that one as well?
I've done zigzag on this one. I tend to stick with a zigzag because most machines have a zigzag on there. I will spend a little time getting to use the lovely machines that you've got, and perhaps having a little play with those lovely stitches on there as well.
I think you need to definitely have a little look at the 680 or the 780. They're beautiful.
Yeah, that sounds fabulous. So that is the front of that panel. The only thing left to do is if you've got any overhanging batting on here, just trim those away.
But that's a really nice quick project
Nice
as well.
quick project. And again, it's it's personal preference. If you're using the kit, there is enough fabric in there to complete that on the back. But perhaps if you wanted to go on and make another one of these on your own, you could just put that on the front and have a plain back. You've got the template in the kit to do that as well. So again, just taking all of those threads off, and that's very quickly how this comes together.
Brilliant.
Great scrap buster, but also it's quite nice that, especially if you're using it for your projects, you can keep everything nice and easy to access.
How clever.
But I wanted to show you today just how to use the template to make the other cosmetic bags, show you how to put a pleat in there. So nice.
So which one will you demo with?
So we'll demo with this one.
Okay.
This fabric here.
So
we'll
that
go.
one is called.
This is option number 2. This
Option
is Riley
number
Blake
2.
option. Sorry, this is Liberty option number 2, and this is the Phoebe pleated cosmetic bag. All of my patterns are named after all of my nieces.
Oh.
So, and I do keep saying I have got a bag in mind for my daughter, because she's like, you've named one after everybody else, but there isn't one after me just yet. So I'm getting there. So this is a really, really nice, again, you'll notice I like nice fast projects, nice easy projects. Your templates here are marked up to show you where your pleats go, where your fold line goes, and you've just got 2 templates in there. So nice quick project. It seemed a shame not to add some pleats in there for a little bit of, for a little bit of extra on that bag. So what we're doing is if you just cut your pattern to the size of your template there, with the wrong side of the fabric facing up towards you, you have got fusible interfacing in your fabric. So it's important that you check that you've got the fusible side facing the wrong side of your fabric. And on the interfacing that you're getting in your kit, you can't mistake it. It's got the glue on the back and it's quite bumpy. But if you are using a different...
Do you press your fabric first?
Yes, yeah, yeah. Press the fabric first, but what I'm going to do is just pop this onto the back here, and then just to be aware of the heat on your iron, just pop a pressing cloth in between yourself and that interfacing. So I'm attaching it from the back of the fabric just there, and just by moving your iron around in a circular motion, that will press your fabrics and also fuse that fusible interfacing onto the back of your project as well, without transferring anything onto your iron or also your cutting mat. So that's the first part done. And then the same for the back as well. So in your pattern you've got...
Gosh, it's a very different size, isn't it?
Very different size. So this ends up 9 inches, I think, when it's complete. I really like having a pattern on the interior of a project, and I really like white on white fabric. So you've got a lovely finish on that fabric for the interior in your kit as well. So again, you've got the back panel, which is your C panel with a wrong side. Just double check on your fabric. This is particularly difficult to check, so just make sure you've got the wrong side facing up towards you. Again, just double checking that you've got the fusible side facing the wrong side of your fabric. Set that onto the top. Pop your pressing cloth in between you, in between the iron and your project. And again, just moving your iron around in a circular motion to make sure that that fuses to your fabric there. So that's a nice fast step there. Just pop that to one side. And then your template, if you have a little look at your template, to do this nice and easy, you'll need a heat erasable or a water erasable fabric here. If you've got any fusible interfacing overhanging at this stage, just make sure you take a moment to trim this down, because we do press the fabric again in a moment and we don't want that attaching to the iron there. So if you just rest your pattern onto your template here, and we're simply transferring the markings. I took that away in the bag.
To your left, to your right, there you go.
There we go. And we're simply transferring these. So just rest this onto the top of the fabric just here, and we're just using our pen. You can use a ruler if you want to. And we're just drawing each of those lines on the top. Make sure you choose a colour pen that you can see on your fabric as well, that's really important.
I was just thinking that your red might not show in some of those flowers.
So it's getting lost in there. And then what I've done here is just put some double kisses if you like, or 2X's there. Just make sure you transfer those because they're really important, and it helps in a moment when we're bringing the pleats in. So just transferring those onto your fabric as well.
I'm a firm believer at this point, you trust the designer and just, if she says 2 crosses, put 2 crosses on. It costs you nothing and it'll help.
The 2 crosses are, and I'll show you in just a moment. So the fold line is the one without any markings. And the one with the double crosses is what you bring in. So we're going to do that at the bottom as well because we want that straight.
Oh, good
So just
point.
repeat that at the bottom because it's particularly difficult to get it straight without doing this little step here.
We have got that pen in a blue if you want it.
It's okay.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
But being able to have that sheet and the pattern to be able to mark this makes life a lot easier.
Oh yeah, we like an easy life. We like a fast project and an easy life. And a lot of the projects that I've done previously on the show are quite long projects, quite in-depth projects. I thought it'd be quite nice to come and do some nice fast tutorials. So again, just transferring those marks onto your fabric. Really important that, as you can see here, that you've got a really good pen that you can transfer them across. And although that takes a few moments longer, it'll certainly help you in the next stage. So what we're doing, starting from the first set of crosses, we bring that in line with the first cross. It might be difficult.
So you've got a double cross.
Yeah, it might
going
be.
to a single
I'm saying
cross.
that, but will it be difficult to see that on the camera, perhaps? Just for this part.
Just for the crosses.
Just for the crosses, so you can actually see that. Because when you start to put your pleats in a moment, it's quite, there's a lot to remember if you're bringing it over to the first pleat. So
Yeah.
just having those crosses.
And taking those few seconds just to make it a bit clearer for you is make your life a lot easier.
Definitely. Okay, so where you've got those double crosses here, as you bring those across and line them up with the first cross, this naturally pleats into position to create that first pleat. Then using your pin, just slide a pin through all your layers at the top. And again, just checking at the bottom that those 2 lines are marrying up, and that creates your first pleat just there. Slide your pin through to secure that into position. And again, we're going to come to that second set of crosses. And you can see there's your second pleat. So just by sitting those crosses on top of each other. So your double cross sits onto your single cross. And again, just checking that at the bottom. And it's definitely worth doing it top and bottom.
Definitely.
Because otherwise you end up with your pleats at a little bit of an angle, which on the whole bag shows, and also we want it to be the same size as our backing fabric as well. And again, just for each of those. Pushing that through, top and bottom. And again, you can see just how quickly this project comes together. And again, on that last little one there.
Brilliant. Now, to check you've done this right, would you measure it against your back piece before you start doing anything?
Definitely.
Brilliant.
There's a couple of ways.
Because I know my luck, I'd end up with your bottom bit being
a little
squiffy
bit, yeah.
out, and I'd had an extra inch on the bottom.
Yeah, absolutely. Or you can check it there on your ruler, but you're just checking it against your fabric on the top, making sure those ones marry up.
I'd check the bottom too.
Check the bottom as well. Yes, you can absolutely do that.
You're a consummate professional, so you'll be absolutely fine.
And you've got the templates there, so, work with those, make sure, because it must marry up to your lining fabric there as well. Now, the next thing we're going to do, just to make it easy, because we are going to do zip installation in this one. I don't think we're going to do that today, because we're going to have a look at the other kits, aren't we? But I just wanted to show you how to achieve those lovely pleats on there.
But you can show us by doing all that.
Okay, so what we're going to do is to just do a basting stitch about 1/8 of an inch from the raw edge to secure those in place. It just makes popping that zip in.
So the basting stitch, you're using 3.5 as a width?
That's it, yeah.
And then moving your needle, or just lining up to roughly
yeah,
1/8 of an inch?
I tend to just align it on the fabric. You could move your needle if you want to, if that's what you're used to doing. I just tend to move it in a little bit. And we're going to drop it back to a straight stitch. We had a zigzag there.
Ask her how she knows.
That's definitely that's definitely one of the things that I do all the time. I do forget to change the stitch over. That's why I use the zigzag stitch so frequently, even when it's not intended sometimes. So that just holds those pleats into place. So we're doing that on both the top and the bottom.
Would you sew those in any particular direction, or it shouldn't really matter, should it?
No, not really, no. Again, I just tend to turn around the project. Ideally, it is better if, of course, you can sew against those so they're not getting caught up in your foot, but the pattern doesn't allow you to do that. And I am only sewing across the pleats there.
Oh, exactly.
And
then
then
it's a pleating stitch, it's a basting stitch, it's not permanent. That looks fantastic.
To hold that into place. And then I would definitely recommend, again, just popping your pressing cloth over the top. I mean, if you want it to stay plush as it is at the moment, but to secure them, I tend to just give that a little press before I start popping the zip and the lining fabric in there as well. And it really is a nice, easy, fast project, but perfect for your cosmetics in there. It's the right size to fit your palettes in there.
That's really good. So the one we've done now is the Liberty option number 2. Beautiful, beautiful bag, that one. It's in your hand. You just lifted it up.
Did I?
Yes.
Where was the There we go. Liberty 1. I was looking for Liberty 1.
I thought you were looking for Liberty 2. I'm like, it's in your hand.
I realised I buried one of them.
So would you mind showing everybody those finished products?
Yes, of course.
You're a sweetheart.
There we go.
So you can see that's the Liberty 1 option that we... is that Liberty 1 or 2?
This is Liberty 2,
Liberty 2. That's the Liberty 2 option there. And then you've also got the Liberty 1 option available there in your other hand. So we drop Liberty 2 and put Liberty 1 there. That will be your Liberty 1 option there. And you can see just how pretty there. Really pretty there.
This is why I sew and you do the presenting, because I didn't know which one to hold up
just because of the rules now, I can't touch it anymore.
Of course, of course.
So that is just such a great kit on those.
Nice, easy pattern, and the nice size there for your projects.
So we're going to recap some of the things you've had on before.
Okay.
We're going to do your messenger bag.
Fabulous.
And we have one that is open as well.
We just have a sea of blue here today.
So do you want to grab your messenger bag behind you there? So this is the Alexi messenger bag.
And this is the wool option.
In the wool option.
Now the one that I'm showing here is slightly lighter, and this is the one that I used to test the pattern, and I decided actually to complement the blue, the bird fabric. It was nice to have a darker one. So the one that used the fabric...
There's definitely been a resurgence of grey, and I love it.
It's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. So with these, again, you're getting this fabulous pattern. Is it easier if I go here?
Yeah.
So the I can't because I've touched it. So that's the pattern.
Oh, sorry.
You're getting the Living in Loveliness description over there. So there's the pattern that you've got there. And the pattern's got all the instructions and pictures you could possibly want. You've got a detail there from the Living in Loveliness as to what they are. The cutting guide as to how best to cut all of your fabrics. And then this wonderful pattern on how to best cut your... Oh, that is your pattern on what you're making there. Then you're also getting this fabulous grey. So as Kerrie's just said, we've got a darker grey for this bag. Got a darker grey for this bag than what she's used. You've got this wonderful contrasting, which I'm assuming is your lining.
That's the lining.
The lining. Look how beautiful that is. And the fabrics you pick are so beautiful. Yeah. What made you pick these?
I love birds.
This is beautiful. So that's the main fabric for the package there. Really great. And then you've got your wadding as well. So you're getting the wadding. So you get a very comprehensive kit here. So tell me a bit about how you designed this bag and what made you come up with a bag design like this.
We tend to go on lots of walking. We do lots of outdoor walking, and I'm sure I probably should have a rucksack, as all the children and everybody else who's out walking seem to do, but I quite like still having a pretty accessory. So the strap is long enough to go across your body. So one thing to take into consideration when you're using the pattern, just make sure you measure up and it does mention this in the pattern as well, how long you want your strap, because this is designed so it fits across your body. I like lots of pockets as well, so you know, I think we all tend to put extra things in our bags, and so you've got your pockets on the front. So you've got a lovely pocket on the front, and what's particularly beautiful about this particular kit is that you can really work with the pattern to showcase those beautiful florals and the birds as well. And I also quite like to have a pocket close to my body for my phone and perhaps my keys, my valuables to go into there as well. I've said that I really love binding, so I decided on this project it would be a nice way to feature the fabric on the binding to attach the flap there. So slightly different.
Brilliant.
So it just, you know, it really pops on the fabric, but it's a nice way to attach your flap there as well. Now, initially, I used a different lining for this interior. I decided on something a little heavier weight to complement the wool. But on your pattern as well, you've got that beautiful fabric featuring on the inside of your panel there as well.
Is it this one?
Yeah.
This is going to be the inside
That's
panel.
the lining there.
That's the lining. But the inside panel is there. It's just
So I felt like it
beautiful.
just needed, for this kit, a little bit more stability because of the wool to
Completely.
complement the wool that went in it. Initially, when I designed the bag, I did go with a white lining because I love the white lining, but I did feel that it needed
That
just
is
a little
just
bit more
beautiful.
weight. It's absolutely
I love that
lovely.
because that lining there is gorgeous, and you can see how beautifully it's complemented by this gorgeous fabric you've chosen. And then the darker wool, I completely agree with you. I think that just brings that more to life. It's just
It
gorgeous.
really, I think it really makes the floral fabric
I
pop.
love it.
And then you've got two pockets on the inside of your bag as well. Let me just get those right. So you've got your two pockets on the inside. There's no clasps or anything onto your pockets, so they're easily accessible. And again, you've got those on the front and the bag. And I actually did, when we were doing pre-recorded shows, I did a full tutorial how to create this bag as well, so people can go onto your YouTube and watch
yes.
the
Do you know
whole...
what day that was? Hannah, do you perhaps have the date that was on?
I don't, I'm afraid.
Okay. What we'll do is we'll pop it on social media
Yeah,
later.
but the whole
so you've got all
tutorial's
that.
there. So if you've got the kit and there are some steps that you're unsure about, you can watch the full tutorial there. So we did a lovely long tutorial for this. And then you've got your magnetic clasp as well. And I just thought it would be quite nice to have that feature onto your pocket.
This is now the graphic for the messenger bag that you're doing at the moment. Oh, we previously had the wrong image on before. This is now the messenger bag that we're doing now. So the kit that I've just shown you here, the pattern, this is now the correct one that we've got there. So that's everything that we've just shown there. That's the graphic that you'll be needing on there.
And also in your tutorial, it'll show you how to put your little magnetic clasp on there as well.
Perfect. That's gorgeous bag. Do you want me to open it or Kerrie to open it? Can you grab that one and open that for everybody?
Yes, of course.
Because I think it's easier. You've got the cameras in the right place there for you. Thank you very much.
No, it's no problem. So this is your Natasha craft clutch. This was designed for your rotary cutter and for your scissors initially. So you've got your two pockets on the inside with your lovely fabric showcased on the inside of your fabric. So you've got two zips there. It was designed for you to pop your rotary cutter in to protect your rotary cutter. And also, perhaps your clips and your, your small scissors and things. So great for a little travelling craft clutch. You can, of course, and then when I got the wool in, I just thought it would be really lovely as an option to go out. And again, using that binding to just bring the fabrics from the inside of the pockets. I always think it's quite nice to showcase the lining onto the outer part of your project as well.
But it's that extra little bit of detail as well, which just makes your clutch or your bag much more interesting by just having that pop of colour. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So you've got your two compartments in there, and again you've got your fabric, you've got everything that you need to make this kit as well. So you've got your wool, you've got your interior fabric. You're better at this, John.
I know you're doing fine. So we'll start at the very top there. You've got your pattern.
So you've got your pattern with all your step-by-step instructions in there.
The Welcome to the Living in Loveliness bundle there that you've got. You've got your cutting plan and your pattern there.
That's it. And then you've got your templates. And you can see just how easy it is. You've just got one page of templates for this because there's very few pieces to make this project actually. And again, I think we did a full tutorial for this one as well that you've got there that we've pre-recorded, and you've got You've got your batting in there. It is optional whether you want to put it in because, of course, you've got the extra weight with your 2 linings. So it is included.
And that wool's quite strong as well.
It's very strong, yeah. So you'll have a lot of layers. So again, that's really personal preference. I've included it in mine because I like the plush feeling that it gives you, but just take that into consideration when you're using this kit. And again, you've got that lovely fabric feature in those birds.
And you've done the demonstration on this before.
We've done the
already.
demonstration. And you get your 2 zips, and you also get your magnetic clasp as well.
Brilliant.
There we go. We're looking at the...
Next, we've got a wall hanging, which is this one just here.
It's so lovely to be here. So
it's wonderful.
Shall I leave that one there and bring
that
this
one's great. What was the code on the other wall hanging? Okay, I think that's the second one.
Is that the one that we're doing?
I think that's the second one, ending 120.
That's it.
Hannah? 120.
120.
Perfect. So it'll be both of those you're going to open today. These are your gorgeous wall hangings. One is hanging there behind you there, which I think is the Liberty.
That's the Liberty, yeah.
So doing the 120 now.
So in this
How do you feel opening your bag rather than unwrapping
Do you know
it?
it's really lovely to watch yourself and Vicky when you open them, and I've been watching the shows from home when you've been doing them live, and it's quite nice to see how passionate you are about opening them, because that's how I feel when I'm wrapping and creating them.
But
and
it comes
them
across.
Together.
It definitely comes across when you do that.
Well, I just think it's really nice, isn't it? The whole experience of receiving new fabric, receiving a kit, and also if you're wanting to gift it to somebody, it's all done for you.
You're gifting it to yourself.
There you go. Well, yes, do true.
So again here, we've got your wonderful pattern at the front. And when you open the pattern up, you've got your Living in Loveliness detail there.
That's it.
You've got your pattern and templates underneath, and the cutting plan. Is there a cutting plan on that
There's
one?
not in this one, because this one's self-explanatory. You do end up with quite a bit of fabric left after making this kit. So
the wall hanger we're making, is that one just behind you over there?
Yes, that's it.
Brilliant.
And the one that you choose for the back, obviously you're going to be limited what's left, but the one that you choose for your binding and your pockets, you end up with lots of remnants.
Left over, of course.
So my recommendation would be, showcase the one that you love the most on the back in fabric, and you get 4 full fat quarters in this pack. So you get your 4 fat quarters there.
Oh,
I love this. It's so vibrant.
These are lovely. Beautiful, beautiful colours. And these are all by Riley Blake.
These are Riley Blake. And I always look at these fabrics and think this would be great for a greenhouse, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes.
With all your little seeds.
Well, I'd be doing the turquoise at the back.
Yeah, this one.
That is beautiful.
I think this one's more. I think this one.
They're really
If it was for a
good.
greenhouse, maybe the strawberry. It's just one of those, isn't it? But you get 4 full
But it's
fat
such great
quarters
value
in
on
there.
it as well. You could actually buy a couple of them. So you've got your supporting, is that...
This is your bosal foam in there.
Foam to
And
make
that's
it
actually cut
supporting.
to size.
Perfect.
So that's cut to size for you already, so you haven't got to worry about cutting that. The only thing that you do need, and again this is mentioned on the back of your pattern, is you need a piece of 25-inch ribbon and you need a piece of wooden doweling if you're going to hang it the same way as I have on there.
Brilliant.
And again, we did a full tutorial for this one as well, so we've got the YouTube
So all of
tutorial.
that's the great thing about us. You can just go back and search Living in Loveliness and you'll be able to find all the tutorials on these as well on our YouTube page. They're really great. So that's the first colourway, and then I think that is our second colourway.
It's a good job I'm better at wrapping them when I'm presenting them to send to you. So this is your second one. Okay. So again, you've got your pattern, your template and your instructions just there.
Ooh,
and then these are your beautiful
look
I
at
absolutely love
those.
these. I just think they're so vibrant.
Oh, you see, I would have used the white on the back.
It's funny, isn't it, when you make
It's
a
very
project
interesting.
and I look at it again and I think, oh, I wish I'd have used the blue. Oh, I did use the blue. I wish I'd have used the pink. I obviously went through that when I was doing it.
Exactly. So this one as well, you're getting the pattern, the instructions, the details about you, the bosal that's already cut to size, and these beautiful 4 Liberty fat quarters, and that's for $34.99. Such a great project, and that one is now fully made up on the back of the wall just behind Kerrie now.
And
So you'll be
I
able to
just,
see that over there.
I'm not sure whether you can see that, but actually on the doweling, to hide the little bit of wood on there, is I just used a bit of pretty washi tape on there.
Wonderful.
So you could, if you've got washi tape in your collections, you could complement it with your fabrics there if you wanted to disguise that. There we go.
Yes, we're going to do the cushions next, which is this little pile
Oh,
here.
it's very exciting. exciting today. Who's
I feel
wrapping
like
them all back up? Am I staying to wrap them all later?
I couldn't possibly answer that question. What's the code on that one? 161.
161 this is.
So you can start by opening your gorgeous prep.
There we go. I think I'll stay for a coffee and re-wrap them all for you this afternoon.
We should have got you to bring some of the tissue paper in.
That's it. I've probably got some.
Oh,
you know, it's
brilliant.
one of those. It's like.
So this is, again, your gorgeous patterns. And your patterns are really lovely. Loads of photographs and everything in them. They're great. This is making the cushion, isn't
This
it?
is the
So
cushion,
that's the
yeah.
cushion. I think you're doing the Riley Blake one, which is just behind you there. So if
This
you're-
one, yes, that's right, yes.
So that's the
Shall I bring
Riley
that
Blake.
to you?
That'd be great. It's beautiful.
This is your Riley Blake cushion. And again, you're getting all the fabrics that you need in here. So we'll just go through those. You will need a 12 by 20 cushion inner to complete this project here. And you've got, of course, you've got your step-by-step instructions. I just think it's really helpful if you've got a picture to refer
It's
to.
very important.
And as I said, when I'm reading with my youngest, I quite like the photos more than all the reading, if I'm honest. And you've got your welcome letter. Your welcome letter really is just giving you some guidance, you know, encouraging you to read your steps before you go onto each stage there, and also how to mark them up. And then you've got all of your instructions in there as well, your templates.
So we've got all those templates and patterns in all three of the colourways.
Yes.
You're also getting the wadding.
And
you've got a
this
fabric
one,
key
so
as
you've got a
well.
fabric key here, just a recommendation of basically how I've made that kit there. So if you want it to look the same, and I think these are on your social media pages as well, there's just a fabric guide there. And you get everything that you need in this kit to create that cushion. Other than your cushion inner, you actually don't need anything else. So you've got all of your fabrics here. So these are your fabrics that are displayed on the front, and I quite like incorporating lots of different colour into them. So you'll notice the back has got two different fabrics on the
That's
back as well. So
beautiful.
you're getting the most from your fabrics. And there's also you've got your wadding in there. And then you've got your panel for your centre, and that one I chose just to, not sure whether you can see that, but there's a tiny little
It's a white on white
circles
dotty.
in there. Yeah, it's really pretty. I just think
Very,
it's quite
very
nice.
pretty.
And then you've just got a piece of white lining in there as well for when you're doing your quilting onto your project.
That's brilliant.
And you've also got your strip of fusible interfacing for your little
For your
templates
circles,
here as
yeah.
well. So there is everything in there to to complete that, other than your cushion inner.
And then again, you've got that wonderful pattern left over if you want to use it in your own fabrics as well. So that's the first colourway we've got. We've also got a Liberty colourway. I can't remember if this is Liberty 1 or 2. Oh, there's only one Liberty option. Is that ending 102? 06. So if you can grab the bottom one from that pile. Thank you, ma'am. That's going to make this gorgeous Liberty cushion here. So again, you're going to be able to you'll get the same pattern, the same wadding, you'll get all the fusible that you need, the template, and then you've got this gorgeous combination of fabrics.
And on this
here
one,
as
if
well.
you have a little look on the back of the cushion, I've just I've mixed up the colours in there as well, so you've got your colours on the back. But again,
and
you've
it
got
feels
everything.
like it's another cushion.
Yeah.
Because you've got the two different colours there. It's brilliant. And again, you've got this beautiful, beautiful colourway of these Liberties, and you'll see those colours there much closer there.
Well, I tend to do that because I can never make my mind up which one's onto the back. We'll put all of them in.
Exactly. Oh, that's great.
It's nice to play with colour, isn't it? It's nice to have all the fabrics to choose from, and it's nice to showcase them best that you can there as well.
And then we've got one last Riley Blake option for us over there. And unfortunately, that's going to be the last item of the hour. But don't worry, there are loads more of Kerrie's kits on the website. Please go through and have a look. And also check out our YouTube page, because we've had loads of demonstrations done by Kerrie, and we've had them on a few times. So just look on our YouTube page, type in Living Kerrie, Kerrie.
That's it,
yes. Kerrie. If you just search that on our Sewing Street page, you'll be able to get all of the videos and demonstrations that Kerrie's done. These are the colours of our second Riley Blake.
It's quite
colour
nice to
combination.
open these up and
it's
have a
very
look.
similar to the
Just
first one.
Very similar. They're just
It's
the
so
opposite
beautiful.
colourways. I think these are really lovely. They've just got a larger print compared to those ones
They're
there. But it's
gorgeous.
quite nice just to open them up and just see how lovely those
They really
fabrics are just in here. And again, there's everything in that kit that you need to make that project.
Loving all of these. This has been fantastic.
I've really enjoyed today. It's nice to see a little sea of blue and open them myself.
It's great, isn't it? Well, I look forward to you repacking them all now. In
Fabulous.
The next hour. Kerrie, it's been an absolute joy having you. Thank you
It's been
so
lovely
much
to
for
join
coming
you.
through.
You're
It's
welcome.
been absolutely divine.
I'll
Thank
see you soon.
Definitely. Make sure you double check our website for all the other kits that we might not have been able to get through for this hour. And we've got the fabulous Guterman coming up next. See you.
Hello, my name is Sally Stevens. I'm from Worcestershire, a little town called Upton upon Severn, which is a lovely little riverside town. And not far from there, I also have a little sewing studio, so I can work and leave all my mess left out when I'm preparing projects and quilts and so on. My speciality is, in fact, quilting, patchwork and quilting, and I probably started that when I was about 14 years ago. So as I often joke, that was only 7 years ago. In fact, it was rather a lot longer. But I've always enjoyed crafting, and patchwork really hooked me, and I love it. So now then, what can I tell you? Something you may not realise about me is that although lots of you have seen me many, many times on Sewing TV and at classes, because I teach as well, I also do a lot of unpicking. So don't be afraid ever. If you have to unpick things, so do we. It's not a problem. We all have to start somewhere. And sometimes you get a bit cocky and think, oh, I can just do that without pinning or without this. And then you think, should have paid attention to my own words. So some sewing tips for you. That's one, keep a seam ripper handy. That will always be your friend. And another one that I think is very important, whether you're a beginner or more experienced, when you're sewing something, particularly for the first time, a new technique, slow down. There's no rush, it's not a race. Have a little practice with spare fabrics if you've got them before you use your best fabric that you've just purchased so that you get your techniques just right. But also slow down, take your time, watch what you're doing, think about what you're doing, and read the instructions. That's always very useful. So what can I say? I've been asked to say what my claim to fame might be, and I would have to say, in all honesty, being on Sewing Street.
Hi, I'm Rosie Wells. My name's Poppy and I'm a nutritional therapist.
Hi, I'm Ruth Lynette and I can't wait to join you all on the brand new Gemporia Lifestyle channel.
If you're a fan of primal living, you're going to adore what's around the corner.
What is lifestyle? Lifestyle is healthy habits.
Feeling good, it's about looking great.
Making sure that we're taking good care of ourselves inside.
And it's about the life that you lead and the home that you live in.
All of this is why I'm so excited. We've got the most wonderful team.
Homeware deals and primal deals under one roof on one channel.
I can't wait to share this brand new channel with you. So we'll see you soon on Gemporia Lifestyle.
Gemporia Lifestyle, coming soon to Freeview Channel 74 and gemporia.com.
If you'd like to get in touch with us during our live show and send in any messages or any questions, then you can do it on studio@sewingstreet.com. Alternatively, you can message us on our official Facebook page.
Hello everyone, my name's Cara Ackerman and I'm absolutely delighted to be here at Sewing Street. I actually originated from Hertfordshire, then went down to Hampshire and then it ended up in the East Midlands. I've been in the East Midlands for about 40 years now, which seems crazy, but 36 of those I actually worked with DMC Creative World, which was wonderful. I really, really enjoyed that. And then I decided to go freelance and that's how I got introduced to Sewing Street. I love doing anything to do with textiles, so embroidery, cross stitch, patchwork, done a bit of quilting, bag making, toy making, oh goodness, there's loads and loads of things. What I love doing is just trying something new, and I think one of the tips is don't be frightened of trying something new. You always learn from it, and you know, don't be scared of making mistakes either. We all learn from the mistakes that we make. little bit about me that you might not know and that's a bit of a surprise. I once went to the garden party down at Buckingham Palace, the Queen's Garden Party, for some work that I did with Marie Curie. I was so lucky to go there, and just a wonderful time. So I hope to see more of you on Sewing Street, and I hope to try lots of new crafts with you. So see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Shopping with us couldn't be easier. If you want to shop online, then you can head to our website, www.sewingstreet.com. It will redirect you to our sister channel Jewellery Makers landing page. Don't worry, you haven't gone to the wrong place. We're simply using their website temporarily while we're building our own web shop. Scroll down past the Watch Live part and you'll see all of the products that you will have seen on air on today's live show. You can also shop our catalogue by clicking a category, clicking a product to view closer, and adding it to your basket. Once you're ready to check out, you will need to create an account, which is absolutely free to do so, but it will mean that you can check out on as many orders as you want throughout the day with still only paying one postage and packaging. If you'd prefer to speak to somebody in our UK-based customer service team, then you can do so via the free telephone line number 0800 001 4433. They will not only help you create an account, but will also help you with any of your online shopping.
Hello, my name's Fiona Hesford and I'm founder of Sew Girl. I'm based down in Worthing on the south coast of England, and I've got a range of sewing patterns which I've developed over the last few years, which are projects for loose-fitting clothing, everyday, simple garments, things that I really love to wear myself. And I'm going to be bringing you them to Sewing Street over the next few months. So I look forward to seeing you then. Bye!
Hello? Sorry about that. I went to the... Anyway, back on mic now. Apologies. I'm John Cole Morgan. Welcome back. We've got a fabulous now tools hour for you. Really, really amazing, and I'm very excited. So the very first thing I'm going to start with is our wonderful Gutermann. We've all been waiting for this all day. Get this out of the way. Got so many wonderful things to show you today. I'm very excited. So, you start off with this incredible commemorative tin, absolutely beautiful, so lovely. And then you open it up and look at all the threads you're getting. 48 different threads, all available there. These are the most fabulous colours. Look at that, every colour you could possibly want out of the whole Gutermann collection there, all in this beautiful commemorative tin, absolutely gorgeous, 48 of them for £59.99. So these are coming in at £1.24 a spool. And that then makes the tin absolutely free. Is that not just such an incredible price? And I love the fact that you've got the tin, because anytime you run out of one of these threads or you use them, all you do is you just slot another one in its place. You'll always be able to store your threads in one little tin. Isn't that just perfect? Imagine that in your workroom, or if you're traveling and going to do a whole load of sewing and you need to put all your threads in one go, in one place, they're all in a tin. It's going to work brilliantly for you. I absolutely adore this. So when I saw this morning, I was so excited because it's just the most beautiful packaged item. It's a really sturdy tin. It's great. You can see there, it's not coming apart, because sometimes you've got a tin that goes on and the lid doesn't really hold. This is really firm. It's a great holding tin. Imagine this is a nice little gift for somebody that you love and that you care about. It's just so beautiful. And the colours that you're getting with it, you're getting 48 different colours. They're all on here, because I know a lot of you work with the reference numbers rather. And you can see here, those are all the different colours. Not sure if all the colours are on the website, but they're certainly available for you there. Really beautiful there. All 100% polyester. You see, what I love about the polyester is I find you get a nicer stitch with polyester, and I do find that it doesn't deteriorate over time and it just lasts a lot longer. Personally, I prefer using polyester for my quilting and my piecing. I always have, always will. Gutermann are such a great brand, really lovely to work with. The thread. Oh gosh, I'm hearing more than half of these have gone already. I'm really not surprised. It's such a great deal. Look at all these different colours here. They are so beautiful. And I love that box. Isn't that just a really pretty little box? But just look at all those threads. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm loving that one. They're all very, very pretty. And it's got this wonderful foam background so that the threads actually just sit beautifully in there. And again, when you've run out of them or you've used them up, you can then replace it as you go along. It's just such a usable tin. You're getting 4,800 meters of thread there, almost 5 kilometers. That's more than 3 miles of thread here. It's a huge amount, and all these beautiful colors, they're just going to work so beautifully in any project that you do. And the great thing with this Gutermann is you can use it for any form of embroidery. If you're using your doing any form of quilting as well, this will show beautifully. It's just a fabulous, fabulous product there. Really great, and such a lovely tin. I love a tin. It's got to be done. And that's £59.99 today for 48 spools and all these different colours. They're amazing. Love that. £59.99, you're paying £1.24 a spool. And the tin's coming in free. Now we've also got our 10... We've got our 10, right, we've got our 10 spools here for Gutermann. These are our early bird sale today. They are £12.99 if you're wanting 10 of those. And working out at £1.29 a spool, 100 meters of each one. And just look at these gorgeous colors as well. We're having a proper Gutermann exploration day today. I love these. And these are a great little sunset colorway here, which I think are beautiful. These have been selling really, really well this morning as well. So hopefully you'll be able to be... And we're going to do some price comparisons because not only is this a fabulous product, we've been able to bring it to you at such a great price today. And we've got 2 places that we've done price comparisons with, and look how much cheaper we are. The first one we're doing today is from Amazon. Most of us refer back to Amazon to see if we can get it cheaper. That one's £18.60. And then we've got a second one as well. So £18.60. These are £12.99. That's such a great saving. Even if you put the P&P on top of that, you're still saving. And on this one now we've got, was £17.99. And these are live at the moment. You can go through and check online. You can see how great a deal this is. All of these are 100 meters per spool, 100% polyester, really great Gutermann thread quality on that. Really fabulous early bird we've been able to bring you today. So those will be available while stocks last. Absolutely lovely. Yes. Oh my goodness. So our little pack of 48 Gutermann, this beautiful tin with all these gorgeous colours, all of those, there are only 8 of these remaining. You are such savvy shoppers, you know exactly what to do with a good deal. There are only 8 of these remaining. So if you are interested in getting them, please don't hang around. Don't want you to miss out. If it's in your basket, you need to check out. If you haven't checked out, it's not yours yet, and somebody can purchase it out from your basket by checking out ahead of you. So there are only 8 of those at the moment. You all know a good deal. So now we're going to do our extra large stripology. This is such a fabulous, fabulous ruler. I love this. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I'm going to press this fabric so that it presses really well, and then I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. Now, Creative Grids, most of you have used Creative Grids before. If you haven't, they've got a fabulous technology that they use with all of their rulers, and what that is they've got one side of the ruler is a slippy side, and the other side has got a grip technology, a non-slip grip dot. Yes, say that 3 times quickly, which actually then makes your ruler a lot safer to use whilst you're actually trying to use it. And why that is important is when you are actually using your ruler, you can see that this is my slippy side. If I do that, you can see that's all my slippy side there. So what I do is I put that on, and even if I just gently touch it, my ruler's moving. But if I pick that up there, you can see over here, you can see my grip lines over here with the lines. You can see all those grip lines. So what that does is when I put the grip lines on the mat and I try and move it, it doesn't move. It's a really strong grip that it's got available for you to be able to not move your ruler as you're doing it. So the ruler's got 2 different sides to here. So what would happen is, I'm going to start off by saying we're going to have a 6.5-inch square. So you can see you've got a square in here. So what will happen is, you want to cut a 6.5-inch square. There's my little piece of fabric. You pop that down there. We're going to make 2 6.5-inch squares, just to make life a little easier. So you can see I've now lined up over here, the 6.5 line, and over here. And then I'm going to get my rotary cutter, in theory. I'm using Sally's rotary cutter. And I'm going to pop this in. So what happens with the stripology is, you can see over here, you've got a little teardrop. You've got your little teardrop at the edge of the ruler over there. So this is for you to be able to put your rotary cutter in there comfortably. Now with this, I'm going to be locking this open. I'm putting my 6.5, my ruler in, my rotary cutter in the 6.5, and I'm going up. And then obviously I need to do the 6.5 over here. So very cleverly, what they've done is they've marked 6.5 here and they've marked 6.5 here. So what I do next is I lock my blade, I put that over there, and there we go. I have now, and I lock my blade, I then lift my ruler up, and I can now see I've got a 6.5-inch strip. But what's really great then is, now I'm going to rotate my fabric, because normally I use this on my mat at the office, which I can rotate. So what I do now is I know that that's completely straight, and I know that's completely straight. So I know that's completely straight over here, and I know that's completely straight because I've just cut it. So I move my ruler along, making sure that I keep those straight over there. But what I do now is exactly the same. I use the same slots, the same markings, the same method. I put that up through there at 6.5. Over here I go to 6.5. I put my blade in. And now I've created 2 perfect 6.5-inch squares. Absolutely perfect. Little bit of really, really easy to do that. So what's great about that is not only would you have your 6.5-inch strip that you've cut out, but you also then can square it and make it into a 6.5-inch square. So that's the first thing that you can do with it. The second thing you'll be doing, I'm going to use the same fabric again. If you now, most of us cut binding, and we all cut binding quite a lot. So what you do here, line your fabric up. We're going to do binding. Now, I'm not going to start on the very edge over here. You can do it however you like. What you do here is I'm going to be cutting them at 2.5 inches. So what the ruler does over here is you've got a little marking that says 2.5 inches, which is a square. And then you've got a square over here, which shows you where the 2.5 inches are. Then 2.5 inches on, you've got another one, and then 2.5 inches. So it just makes your life that little bit easier. So what you're going to do then is you're going to cut on the first square, on the second square, on the third square, and you've now got 2 perfect 2.5-inch strips that are ready to do any form of binding you might want to do. So that's a nice way of doing it. So but equally, if you're doing any form of size strips that are 1.5 inches or any form of, sorry, I'm just disappearing to turn the iron on, I keep doing that. Any form of strips that you need to do is a repeat. So you've got 1.5 inches as a star. So you'll notice on the ruler you've got a star there, all the way along your ruler doing the 1.5. So you'll see there's a star, there's a star, there's a star. But then you've got the squares, which are the 2.5. So there's 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, and you'll see occasionally they meet, but they've got all those markings. It just makes your life a lot easier. So not only have you got the trim tool to make everything square, not only have you got the stripology way of doing this, what I absolutely love about this ruler is you can cut at an angle, and that is something that I did the last time when we were on. So first thing I'm going to do is press these nice and flat, because it does help when your fabric is completely flat. Right, and that's where the June Taylor cutting board comes into its own. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this on a 60-degree angle, and I'm going to use my wonderful rotary cutter mat that I absolutely adore. No, I'm not, that's the wrong way. So first things first, I'm cutting a straight edge. And when I've got my straight edge, I'm lining that up with a point on my ruler. Where's my 60-degree line? There we go. So now what I'm doing is I've cut my 60-degree angle, and now what I'm doing is I'm just cutting these into strips. So I can do it with my rotary cutter mat like that, but equally, when you come onto the stripology, now that I've cut these as my angle there, when I line this up over here, sorry, I'm probably in the wrong place for that. You can go and you can cut these again at your 2.5 inches, and you can do all these different angles and all these different shapes that you want to do on here, and it just makes your life so much easier being able to cut these different diamonds out like that. So if you wanted to create something really fun, all you do is you then cut these all out, and you can then stagger them as you go, creating something really unique and very different, being able to do it that way. And with this as well, you've got the angles on your ruler as well. You can see you've got the 60-degree angle there. So if you didn't want to use the two rulers, I personally prefer using the two rulers because I know then I'm paying attention, I get it the right way. If you've got your cutter there, you can see you've got your angle there. You can see you've got your 60-degree line there. This is at the wrong angle. You've got to be safe, so don't ever cut towards you or anything. You can see what I've done now is I've lined my ruler up with the edge of this black line. So I'm then going to get myself a nice clean edge. I'm going to cut at number 1, and then I'm going to cut at 3.5, and I'm going to cut at 3.5 plus 2.5 is 6. It's probably not, but there we go, it's 6 now. And you can see you can do that, but now you've got much bigger pieces at the angle. So if you then wanted to take one of these and sew it on to a larger piece, you're able to do that as well. And it's just a lovely way of being able to do something very unique with this ruler. So most of us look at it and think, oh, I've seen those, I can play with those, it's not a problem, I can do that, not a problem. But sometimes you actually just get to play with the ruler and you've got something totally different, because being able to do something like that is just so unique. So this ruler doesn't just do the stripology, the traditional cutting your binding, cutting your strips. You can actually angle them at different ways to be able to get these gorgeous diamonds and do something totally, totally different. But most people do think that the stripology is just literally for cutting straight lines. Not anymore. And this is the extra large one that we've got here today. This is now for $61.99, designed by Gudrun Erler. Really, the great thing about the Creative Grids rulers is all of them are designed by quilters for quilters. Every single Creative Grids ruler has got a fantastic compendium of videos on how best to use the ruler. It's always good to look on the YouTube channels to look for the Creative Grids tutorials, because not only is it a case of the things that they release to show you how well they work, but also you'll find other people have come up with different tips and techniques on how to use the rulers as well, which are fantastic. And it's just such a really great ruler. And what they've done with the XL is they've combined the squaring ruler here, which has got your white lines over here. They've combined that with the traditional stripology that you had previously, and by combining the two together, you're actually getting one giant ruler for the price of one. And it's one of those ones that will literally last you all the way through your quilting experience. It's an absolutely brilliant ruler, really one to look into. Can't rave about it enough. So the next one we've got is our Stripology mini ruler. So where I said where I said that they'd merged the rulers together, this is now the mini ruler on, this is the mini version of it. Let me grab, I'm just going to grab some fabric now. So what this is really good is when you're wanting to do up to 6.5-inch squares, this is a perfect ruler to be able to do that and do the different sizes on that. So here is our 6.5-inch square, and you can see with our little white square there, you can see that's exactly 6.5. But if I wanted to cut this into a 5.5-inch square, or let's say a 4.5-inch square, let's say it's a 5-inch square actually, I'm going to cut it to a 5-inch square. So it's one of those ones that you now, exactly the same, you've got that little teardrop entry point where you pop your rotary cutter, slide that in, and you cut all the way along. So now you've taken off a 1.5-inch piece nice and safely, and again that Creative Grids technology where you've got that non-slip grip dots all over the ruler make your life a lot easier and your project a lot safer. And I always just put that little piece that I've cut off on to check I'm getting the right size. So I'm popping that over here into my 5, and I cut through there, and voila. You've got your 5-inch square. And you can then take this is a 1.5-inch strip. So if I want a 1.5-inch square, you can see I've got my 1.5-inch strip in there. I just put my little blade in the 1.5-inch section, and then I've got this marked already at 1.5 inches, and I just keep going all the way through, and I've got my 3 1.5-inch squares. And what's lovely about this is, especially when you're doing smaller work and if you're wanting to make miniature quilts as well, you do need to cut a lot of these smaller pieces. This ruler is much better for cutting smaller strips like this, which I love, because there are projects where you do need these smaller pieces, and this is just a fantastic way of doing it. And it's not quite as big as the other ruler, which is a little bit more cumbersome to use, especially if you're just sitting at your desk and you've got a little workstation next to your desk and you just want something small to be able to cut your strip sets. You can do these obviously as the 2.5-inch bindings, so you can do this up to 6.5 inches here. It's just a really lovely compact ruler that you can do smaller piecing with. A lovely, lovely one this. Also by Gudrun Erler. Again, you've got that wonderful Creative Grids technology. That's with the grip dots activated. This is the one with the shiny side, and you can see it moves a lot more when you've got the slidey, and most of the rulers do have that slide effect on it. So that is just one of the advantages of it. So the one, oh, I'm putting the wrong thing in the wrong place there. So now we're going to use this. Where? Oh, sorry, using Sally's one. Sorry. So we have also got the Alpha rotary cutter that I've been using here. So Sally very kindly has linked this to us because we've buried it somewhere in amongst all our samples here. This is a really, really great rotary cutter to use. You've got this wonderful safety mechanism there which clicks on and off. So now it's completely locked. When I do that, it's not locked, it's completely open. And you then are able to go and you can cut and do whatever you need, left or right-handed, but you can cut as you go doing that, and then when you finish you then lock it, and if you don't lock it, it automatically closes for you. But having this is a really great safety mechanism to be able to make sure that you're nice and safe. This is right and left-handed, so at the moment it's activated for a right-handed person. If you put that over there, then obviously it's for the left-handed person, so it works very, very well for both. And it's what I learned to quilt with. For myself, I just love the fact that it's got that safety feature that you can completely lock it and it can't open. And if you do forget it, you can't leave it activated with the blades exposed. So that is a really good built-in safety mechanism there for you. And you've got that lovely click when you have done it. Now I was using the Fiskars ruler over here. Is that the one you want? This one. Perfect. So this is my favorite ruler of choice, and it's the one I use in my studio all the time. Really, really great product here, and you can see as you get to the very edge of it, it's got a built-in safety mechanism, so it won't ever go past there. When you want to activate the ruler, you push that down. You can see the blade is now exposed below the metal. That means the blade will now cut. If you are ever going to travel with this, I do suggest keeping the box handy because it does stop you damaging your car. Ask me how I know. Then you just put this, and it's really easy to use. You just put the palm of your hand down and you can go and you can cut. It's really good for people who have wrist issues or repetitive strain issues or anything like that. This is a really great way of being able to cut pieces of fabric. Most sizes that you want, you can't cut less than 1.25 inches on here because the mechanism here is in the way, but anything larger than that, it's just so easy to use. I've been using mine for years. I absolutely adore it. I think it's a fabulous product, really great price, really, really safe and very, very easy to use. Use them, and you can see these cut very, very simply. With a new blade, I can get up to, I think I've done 12 layers of fabric with a new blade on this before. Nothing's worn out on it. It's got all the rulers on here that you would normally have, 6.5 inches by 12.5. It's got all the readings on here as normal. You can see you've got the halfway mark, the quarter, and the eighth inches as well. So the dreaded 1/8 inches for some patterns some people hate, but you have got those markings there, and then the black lines are the quarter and the halves. And then you can see it's left and right-handed, so on this side of the ruler it counts up, on that side of the ruler it counts down, so left and right-handed works, and this way it counts out. It's a really good one of doing. You saw me cutting the 60-degree angles earlier with my diamonds, so it does do that as well. You've got all of these different measurements that you need on here. You've got all the diagonal lines you need, 60, 45 and 30. Nice and easy way of doing it, and it's just a really, really good ruler. I just can't rave about it enough. Really lovely. And again, it just sometimes I do have issues with it, and then I've got to do with my wrist. I don't promote that, but I do say it simply because it is really safe to use, and as long as you're making sure the ruler is very held firmly, you can actually do that. So if you have got issues with pressing, it is another way of doing it, or you can do it with the top of your fist, and it's just a really safe ruler to do. And obviously not recommended to use that way, but when you have to, you've got to make alternatives, don't you? Now we've got our Fiskars circle cutter here. This is a really great ruler, this. So you get first of all, you get the ruler itself. So this comes with all the different arches of cutting. I love the fact that it cuts past that curved line here, which is where the half is, because sometimes you do end up you want to get your seam allowances trapped in, and you've got this wonderful way of making sure that it's being able to safely cut through, because there's nothing worse than cutting a circle there and then losing 1/4 inch of it with your seam allowance. You go up to, I think it's 12-inch circles you can do on this, and this ruler, this blade cutter is fabulous. Now don't lose the safety clasp on it, it's really, really handy. So you can just take that there, and you can see it's got this wonderful blade in there Really lovely blade. So when you activate it, that there, you can see the blade pops out. It's a really sharp rotary cutter blade. These are replaceable. They do replacement blades for these. I haven't needed one in mine because it's just so strong. It lasts us for ages. Oh, I'm hearing Paul's change the blade in this in less than 6 seconds. That's very good. And that wasn't rushing. So what you'll do is you'll see you've got the little grids over here, these little measurements. You can see you've got those there. Those you fix into, where are we here? Into the grooves. There we go. And you can see then the blade just goes all the way around there. Really simple to use. Lovely product, and get the perfect circles on this. And I love the fact it's actually mentioned here when I said about seam allowances. It's actually written on the side, half circle seam allowance. So you can see that's the cutting line here with the black line, and you need to cut a little bit below to make sure you've got your seam allowance covered there. So this today, you're getting not only the ruler, but you're also getting the blade. And then with the blade, you just, when you're securing it and you finish it, make sure you hang on to that and you just secure it that way. And to activate it, you're just doing that and moving the blade around. A really lovely product, this. $31.99 by Fiskars. Fiskars have been going for since 1645, I think it was. Really lovely company, and they've got so many different products. Really great way of different initiatives to be able to create the best products for people. And this is one of them. It's a really lovely product, that. Next we have our fabulous scissor sharpener, which is in this box over here. Love this pair of scissors sharpener. I didn't even know we could do these, and they are wonderful. So I'm going to find a pair of scissors that I can sharpen. I'm going to do this one. So when you're doing this, what's great, so normally your little pair of scissors, you're going to pop them in. You've got the little in and the out groove on that. You get your blade open as much as possible, and then you just cut all the way through. You just pretend you're cutting fabric or paper or whatever, and this thing sharpens your blade as you're going through. It's a lovely way of being able to just keep sharpening your scissors, because they do need sharpening, and this is just such a nice way of doing it. It's a really lovely product, this. Look at that. A nice way of being able to sharpen your scissors as you go. And then once you've done that, where's my little piece of fabric? You can see then it just cuts beautifully then. Got that nice little grip on it, and you just keep going until you're happy. Really lovely little product, these. These are $16.99, and they're compatible with most scissors. Really lovely. Are these work for left-handeds? I can't remember if they work for left-handed. I don't think these do work for these. It does actually say, as I glanced over, for right-handed. So these are for your right-handed scissors. And they've been going since 1649, not 1645, my apologies. So a really lovely pair of scissors sharpener there, functional form, and they're quite pretty to look at. It's really good. Nice little handle grip there to be able to do it. Pop your scissors in, quick and painless. Lovely that. So next we've got our Madeira Applique scissors. These are lovely scissors. What you would be doing is when you were doing your applique, if you're doing raw edge applique and you do your stitching on the side there, what would happen is you would then come in with your pair of scissors, and let's say we want to cut around our little froggy. You then have the ability to just slowly but surely, you get that nice angle, being able to get just around the little froggy. Now I have not done a huge amount of applique in my day, but I have to say I do love these because they just make your life so much easier cutting these out. I think they're lovely. I'm determined now. Come on, Mr. Froggy. There you go. Oh, there we go. Lovely little thing, really pretty little scissors, great quality in this gorgeous silver, really great that. And these are 6 inches from nib to end. These are by Madeira, the applique scissors, and these are $16.99. Now next we have our scissor rack holder square block. Now I love these because you've got all, well, we have loads of scissors as you can tell and you can guess. So what I do is I make sure I get them pointing different ways. So you get the tape, oh, not the pinking shears, that's right. And you can just store all your scissors together. Get them all in one place. And if you colour coordinate them, you can get them all with the same colours going out like that. And a lovely little way of storing your scissors in such a pretty, pretty way of doing it. It holds 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 pairs of scissors. Oh, it says 18. Oh, that's the rack, that's not the block. Sorry, we got this the wrong way round. So we're doing this now. This is the rack that we're doing here today. And I love this. Now for me, I personally prefer this for one reason only. You can just spin it around and it keeps going around and around. I love that. And you can sing a very popular song that goes with that. You can do that. But I love that because you can get 16 different pairs of scissors. There's a nice gap in between them. You can look from above, because most of us know what our scissors look like. But when you look from above, it's just the most perfect way of saying, right, I need my purple scissors. It's easily done, which I love because you've got that space to be able to grab all of these scissors. This one as well is really good because you don't need to position them in any specific way that you're going to then put it off balance in any way. These are just really lovely. You can put them anywhere and grab them very safely without having to worry about it falling over. So these ones are my preferred ones. The scissor rack, which holds 18 scissors here. The other one we've got available is this one here, which is just... Oh, so this one's on the website. Am I showing it? Okay. No problem. What's next? Roll and press. Roll and press. I love these roll and presses. Now, all of us have got different things that we need to do in our sewing projects. And when you are ready to do some foundation paper piecing, or you just need to press a seam and you can't be bothered to go to the iron, we all do that. This is a fabulous way of being able to press your seams nice and firm and not have to get up and do it. And you can see that nice, crisp, sharp seam that we've got there. And if you've pressed in the wrong place and you need to undo it, it's fine. Just go over it like that and it's down flat again. So, but if you want to then press your seam again, you just do that, nice and firm, and you can tell it's got that really crisp seam in there as well. You can just see it there, very, very sharp. It's a really lovely little add-on in your sewing arsenal because sometimes you just can't be bothered to go to the iron. We all know what it's like. You've been sewing for 5 or 6 hours, you're tired, the iron's all the way over there. There you go, my seam's set. It's sorted. Really, really easy, lovely, lovely way of doing that as well. Love that. Just going to disconnect. Oh, I was just about to disconnect the iron and then the iron finger came along. So now we've got the iron finger here, which I love this. So this is going to come to you like that. Should we do that on the overhead? That makes more sense. Lovely, lovely product this. These are goes up to 230 degrees Celsius, 400 and something degrees Fahrenheit. You'll be able to get an enormous amount of temperature. So you can see on here, I've got all my wrinkles, right? I get my iron. Get my iron ready to do that. And then I just press, using my little finger, I press those out. And then I just rotate and keep rotating. And that's just a nice way of being able to get rid of any of your seams. If you don't have an ironing board, that's all right. You just do it this way and it comes out nice and flat on the finger. If you're then wanting to create a seam, let's say you're wanting to fold that over, the other way of doing it is you can either press it down like that and then follow up with the iron, or you can guide it along. I'm going to use my June Taylor, otherwise I might melt the plastic of the cutting board and I won't be popular very then. Now what I'm going to do is, so if I want to create a seam and just hold that, and we will have occasions where sometimes we want to press a specific point or a specific piece of fabric. You can see I can now hold that nice and tight to go into where I'm pressing. And the great thing with that is then I don't have to worry about burning my fingers if you've got steam in there. And we all have steam in our irons at points as well. So if I just want to iron the little froggy there, I can hold that nice and firm, get my iron ready, hold it there, and I don't ever have to worry about my steam, because I do end up using steam quite a lot. But then I've got my little froggy perfectly done like that, and then I'd use my applique scissors and cut him out. Now, as you can tell, I use my June Taylor Square and Blocker. Is this the one? The June Taylor Square and Blocker. I use this all the time. Love this. It's perfect for all the projects that we do. You can literally just leave everything on there. And also, if you are doing specific projects, let's say you've got these all pressed out, ready to go, and you've got them in a specific order, ready to go, and be pieced or appliqued, what you can do is, what I normally do is I would have something like that, press these all down, get them ready. Maybe I've bonder webbed them all and they're ready to get pieced on. So all I do then is I pick the whole board up and I move it over there, just moving that out of the way, move that over there. I come over here, do my sewing, I come back, these are all in the same place. It's a wonderful way of being able to leave your work exactly where it is and not have to move them, and everything stays in place. But the other thing that a lot of people don't know about this mat, which is really, really handy, is anybody who does crochet or lace making or knitting, this is also a blocker. So if you've then got your piece of crochet that you need to be measured to a certain size, you then can position it exactly where you need it to be. So if you need it to be a 10-inch square, you've got the 5 inches there. You would put a pin in there with two pieces of your crochet, stretch it down to over here, and you've got your other 2 corners of your crochet, and you can then steam that block into the size you need it to be, which is just something most people don't know about with this. It is and really is meant to be used for that as well. And the great thing is the numbers on here are never going to fade. They don't stretch because it's all been perfectly placed, and you have got then these perfect ways of being able to stretch your blocks and block them, and then you can get the steam on your iron onto them completely to be able to make them sit nice and flat. And once you've done it and they're pinned on, all you're doing then is you just take it with your piece already pinned on it and you just leave it to one side until it's dried out into that position. Then you can bring it back a couple of days later, take the pins out, and your crochet is at the exact size you need it to be. So it's a really, really multifunctional product, this. Really great to use. I adore them. I use them every time we're on set. You always see me reaching for it. And because it's got this wonderful handle, and literally it just sits down the side of the set here, and we don't need to get an ironing board. It's there, always there. Our lovely June Taylor there, £42.99 there. I highly recommend them, so please make sure you get one of those. What we got next? We have a novelty iron pin cushion. This is very, very sweet. You can tell someone's been using this. That's very, very sweet. It's a really lovely little piece, that. This will probably be the only iron I own in my house. And you can see really, really sweet. It's got some lovely detailing on it, and you can see it's got that wonderful sewing inspired fabric on the top. It's got your nice little wooden handle, which is great for being able to keep it stable. These have also got foam in it as well, so you can actually put your pins in here as well. See, I like decorating my pin cushions, so what I would have is I'd have all my floral ones on the bottom layer, and I'd have my circles on the top. So you see I put my floral ones on the bottom and my circles at the top. It's just a very, very pretty little thing. Nice little ironing pin cushion there. $12.99. Just looking for, oh, there's 2. Which one is it, with the bend or without? Which tool? Perfect. So these are Roxanne chalk pencil sharpeners. Really, really lovely product, these. They come with these little plastic, have we got some open over here? They come with a little plastic lid on them, so once you take the pencils out and you use the sharpener to sharpen them, you can then put these little plastic things on the top to be able to do it. Shall I show? can't really tell what it is in the packaging, so let me show you here. So first things first, you've got your lovely, lovely sharpener over here. And then when you're getting it, let's say we're going to do, let's do the silver one. I like silver. So you've got 2 different sizes of your silver. And you then get these to the sharpness you want it. You can, I haven't sharpened a pencil in years. This is great fun. So you've now got your nice little point on there. There we go. And then once you've got your nice little point, all you're going to do is you're going to pop your lid on it. So that's really great. So you can do all 4 of these and sharpen these as well. So once you've done that, the reason you would want this is, and what's so great about the chalk is when you're going to mark something up, if you're wanting to do a seam or you're wanting to do a applique or you're doing something like that, or marking out for dressmaking or patterns, you'd want a chalk pencil, because not only is it going to show, I'm going to use the, I'm just thinking I might need to use the white one on this one because this is quite dark. But that's why they've given you 2 choices, because your fabrics are not always light and they're not always dark. You are going to have both of them. I'm quite enjoying this. It's very therapeutic. Oh, and that's got a nice sharp point on it there. So when you're wanting to mark your fabric up, what you do is, first of all, you're going to sharpen these nice and sharp. And if you were doing dressmaking or bag making and you wanted to draw out the template, you would then pop your, you would just keep drawing on to get that on there, get the design on there. And then once you've done that, you would use one of your scissors and you would come along and you would cut through along that chalk line. And you can either cut straight through the chalk line or to the side of it. That's up to you and your design or how you do it. And the great thing is that it doesn't then damage your scissors in any way, because sometimes if you use a proper pen, like an ink pen, you'll end up with ink on your scissors, and as you're cutting through it transfers that ink on there. But the great thing, because this is chalk, you can see where I've got the darker thread, where if I just tap it like that, it's almost gone. So you can see on the silver, if I do that, you can see I'm going to create a little bit of a dark area there. You can see on that, hopefully. And all you do is you just rub it off and you just tap on it and it's coming off. Otherwise, if you just put it under, so get a wipe and you can get the chalk off with that, otherwise it comes off in the wash. It's really easy to get chalk off. So what's really handy about these is not only have you got these, because the lids are so important. How many times have you bought a pen and you've just put them away and then they're just snapped open as well, because you break these pencils sometimes. But what's great about these is you can then have them in the pencils with the points for years. And the great thing is they're not, even if you get them on your hands, you literally just go like that. If you're not antibacterializing and washing your hands every 8 seconds, you can then get them off very, very easily just by, because it's chalk, it's just normal chalk that it comes off. And it's just such a really thought out product, because it gives you the sharpener, it's got the lids, it's got the 2 different colors of pencils, and you can tell that this has been made by somebody who uses the product and understands the product and understands what people need. It's just a really, really lovely product there. You're getting 4 of these pencils, 4 of the lids and the sharpeners, and that is $12.99. Thought they were loose. Right, so we've got our Janome scissors. So these are the Janome Sewing Wizard scissors. They are really lovely. I'm running out of fabric now. Cut all my fabric up. These are a really great pair of dressmaking scissors. These are 9 inches. It's got a lovely sound to it. And because it's got the bend in it as well, you can put that flat onto the table and cut very comfortably through the fabric. Got your micro serrated edges on this, so you can't sharpen these with our Fiskars scissors that we had earlier, but it does mean as well they've got that extra bit of sharpness to them. It's just a really lovely little product. It's got a great grip as well. Now I've got reasonably large hands, so for me this fits my hand absolutely perfectly. So for people with smaller hands, that'll work really, really well. And the great thing with this is it's got some micro serrated edges on it. So when you're doing any form of dressmaking and you're using a slightly slippier fabric, the micro serration on it will automatically cling to the fabric and make it a lot more easy to handle and manipulate. And it gives you a better grip to be able to cut it comfortably through there. That's for your dressmaking and bag making and different methods that you can, and different fabrics that you can use. but for a pair of micro serrated scissors for $9.99, that is such a great price today. Really, really good. And of course, it's made by Janome, great quality with Janome, and it's got such a lovely sound to it, and it just feels really good in your hands as well. So there we go. We've got those today for $9.99. Then we've got our Ultra Grippy Non-Slip Coating Spray. So what we've had is we've had somebody coat our 6-inch ruler with the grippy spray. You wouldn't need to do it with a Creative Grids ruler normally, but what we did is we wanted to just do it as a demonstration on it. So you'll see that we've got, there we go. You can see the sheen on there. You can see that just a little there. That's where people have actually put the grippy on. So like with the Creative Grids, where we've got this with the grip technology on this side, that means the ruler's not moving at all. This Odicoat Grippy, the ODIF, not Odicoat, ODIF Grippy, you can see that's really helping a lot with being able to stop your ruler moving. And all you do is you just spray this from about, is it 20 centimeters, do a fine spray of it, and it just means that your ruler is less, it's why it's called grippy. It just won't move anywhere near as much, and it just gives your rulers that tacky feel to it to make your ruler a bit more safe to use. Really lovely. It's also workable on wood and on glass and paper and plastic as well, and it's anti-greasy, non-slip. It's really just a lovely little product to be able to stop your rulers moving. That's available today for $6.99. Oh, we've had a question in from Valerie. Morning, Valerie. Are the Stripology rulers easy to use for left-handers? And I'm going to show you exactly why, Valerie. I'm going to use the big one. Whoops. I'm going to use the big one. And I'm not left-handed, so what I'll do is I'll just show you. I personally think it is because you've got your numbering down the bottom here. This is the XL one. The numbering down the bottom. So whenever you rotate the ruler, so if I'm doing the ruler that way, if I rotate it around that way, it's still completely usable. But it just means that you're then looking at the numbers at a different space on the ruler. I think it is. Unfortunately, not being left-handed, I don't know because I've got a right-handed brain. But most of the Creative Grid rulers I find are very useful, but I can use them upside down. So I'm assuming left-hand is the same as upside down. So I have no problem being able to cut my 6 inches from this side that way, or if I rotate it around here, cutting it 6 inches that way. So I'm going to go with yes, simply because I can rotate it, and all I'm doing is I'm reading my numbers that way, or I'm reading my numbers that way. So I think it is. In my brain it is, but unfortunately not being left-handed, I can't answer concisely. But Valerie, don't forget as well, we've got our wonderful Facebook page, this Sewing Street fans page, and there is such a compendium of incredible knowledge on there. Pop your question on there, Sewing Street fans, and somebody will pop up an answer for you and give you the answer that you might be able to need. It's a really great resource as well to use. But what I'll do is I'll actually have a look. I know somebody at Creative Grids, I'll give them a ring. I think it is. I'm 99% sure it is, but I'll just double check with them this afternoon. Next we've got freezer paper for applique. Now we had on earlier, I love this because if you're doing any form of applique, I love cutting that off. So the freezer paper, these come in rolls of 12.19 meters. There are 38 centimeters wide. And these are perfect for freezing meat and doing everything for freezery, which is obviously what they're designed for. But our clever people, they've been able to take this and then be able to change the use of it to be able to do different things. So these are £6.49 today for 12.19 meters. What's really great is that if you wanted to stencil out any form of applique, so you would then, I'm going to use my little chalk scissors. I think my chalk ones will work. So let's say you wanted to do a funny little shape like that, and do that. Trying to do a pear and a bunny. That wasn't intended, but there we go. Which scissors shall I use? I'm going to use that one. So what you do is you then cut this out. This is probably the worst shape for me to have chosen. So I think you're all going to just, I'm going to do this differently, simply because I don't think we have the time. So I'm going to cut this into a triangle, and we're now going to take our triangle, and hopefully I've got a piece of paper, fabric big enough, and I don't, so we're going to have a smaller triangle. So you've got your wonderful freezer paper there. You're then going to align this on here. And as far as I remember, you pop there's two sides to it. There's a shiny side and a dull side. So you can see there's a shiny side there and the dull side. You put the shiny side down and pop this on top of my June Tailor. And this is a very cool iron. It's been cooling since I last had it on. And then all you're going to do is you can then rest it around your shape. And then either you use your glue pen, which is now upside down in here. I've got way too much fabric there. And luckily these glue pens we've got in stock, so do check out. And all you're doing there is you just this fabric glue is fabulous. And once you've got your template loosely aligned with your freezer paper, you then just put the glue pen down on it. And you can then fold your template into place. And you've got, I didn't add enough glue. I like saving my glue. And there you go, you've got your English paper piecing piece ready to go, or your applique piece ready to go. And that is then just easily attached to another piece, and you can do it. So you can do your hexagons with this. Some people do, some people prefer to just do the applique on it. But I've seen people use these for hexagons as well. They work very, very well. It's a really fabulous product to be able to just have in your tool room, because there'll always be a day where you need to trace something out. So even if you're just wanting to use one of our gorgeous light boxes to shape out, you can see, let's say, for example, I wanted to do this. Bum, bum, bum. So you can easily then trace out what you need to trace out on it. It's a really good tracing technique, tool to be able to do. Also, if you've got templates for bags that you don't want to photocopy, you can then draw them out onto freezer paper, and it just then stores up really nicely. You can roll it up and put them away, and you just put them back in your freezer box. These are available for $6.49 today for 12 meters. Lovely little product there. So, what have we got coming up tomorrow? We've got the Hopscotch Mat with Alison Marion tomorrow. We've got the brand new block of the week. I'm very excited to share that with you tomorrow. Moving on up, block 1. We've got the tea cozy set with Alison Marion as well. And then at 11 o'clock, we've got fabulous fabrics and inspirations. And then last but not least, we've got at 12 o'clock tomorrow, the Fat Quarter Fun with Kerrie, which was our 8 o'clock show this morning. So a fun full day for us tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Hopefully you can join us at 8 o'clock and being able to see us then for the block of the week. Really, really excited. We're going to be releasing something on social media with that later today. So make sure you have a look out on our social media for the block of the week. So thank you all so much for your time today. It's been a lovely day, lots and lots of things. Have a check on our website for things we may not have got to, and look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Go well. Bye-bye.